I'm sick of telling you people about this. Give your family the gift of awesome water. Just do it.
Yep, Guardian Water Services.
You're drinking trash, and just stop doing it. Get yourself a Guardian water system and know what it's like to just have nothing but pure water on tap at all times.
Yeah, you can get a full house conditioning system. They use Westinghouse. They do a great job installing them. And that way you have, no problems with calcium buildup in your pipes or your fixtures or your washing machine, your dishwasher.
Yeah.
Like it purifies the water before it comes into your house. Or you can get the RO system like all of us have on the show. We've got one in the studio.
It's the best thing in the world, man.
Yeah.
Like, if you like to cook like I do, it's absolutely going to change your quality of life. And they're just good people. Josh and his team at Guardian, not only have they been doing a good job at cleaning up our water, but they give back to the community. They work hand in hand with the Yellow Brick Road Foundation. They've single-handedly provided, 20, 30 wagons. Lots of wagons for kids with congenital heart defects. So know that when you purchase, you're dealing with good folks.
Yep, it's GuardianWaterServices.com.
Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio, it's the 2023 A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan End of the Year Awards.
With appearances by The Sheik and Little Fudd. An appearance by Rick the Annoying Trumpet Player. Javier and his leaf blower and the Baldwin Park Maintenance Orchestra. A salute to service for all of our past Shark Week winners as they join Plops of Honor. And the Bob Lando Memorial Lifetime Achievement Award, presented by Supergirl Jen. And now, here's your hosts, Tom and Dan.
All right, yeah, we did it! 1 more year!
Woo! Last show of the year, baby.
Yeah.
We're closed, baby.
Yeah, the end of 2023 already?
That went by fast.
Closing it down.
I feel like we were just doing the End of the Year Awards 2022.
I know.
That's because we were.
I feel like we're going to blink our eyes and be back doing this again and be in some weird Groundhog's Day.
100%.
Are we in a Groundhog's Year?
It's been a weird year.
It has been a weird year. A lot of things that seem like they're repeating, but they're not repeating. But I think that they're repeating because my mind is failing me.
Yes.
Well, you know what's weird is that all years used to be like each other until COVID, and then it was a bunch of weird, like, it threw
weird
us
years.
all off.
We ain't never seen this before.
And then it was like, and then we, like, you started to get used to COVID, then that ended.
Yeah.
And then now we're back to
Now it's chaos.
the years being the same as they always
Worse.
were.
But it is worse. Yeah,
Everyone's an
literally.
animal.
Yeah.
No one gives a damn
No, they were always
about
like
each
that.
other or personal space.
All fast food is terrible. Uber Eats is trash.
The news is all lies.
Yeah, the news is all lies. We got to vote again. I don't want to vote. It's
Everyone's
going
a
around
terrible
again.
person.
Yeah.
No, it's happiness.
What's Jared from Subway doing?
He's still serving his time.
Still
Is
in
he?
jail.
He's fine. Didn't he get stabbed? I thought he got. Didn't that happen this
No.
year? Didn't he get stabbed?
You're thinking of the guy that killed George Floyd. He
No,
got stabbed.
he's getting the foot long. I saw the memes.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's get into the. Did we add? I think we added categories this year, right?
Yeah, we got a lot.
We got different ones this year for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so the first one we got up is the old best interview category.
We had a lot
Yeah.
of people this year, so it's hard to narrow down. And we actually have 5 contestants in this one.
Yeah. Anybody know, like off the top of their head, anything stand out to you that maybe was an honorable mention or didn't make the list of somebody we interviewed that didn't make the list?
Ooh, that didn't make the list.
Yeah.
Like when we talked to Joe Satriani,
He was good.
Not that it was like a awesome, compelling. He didn't tell us anything. He hadn't told anybody else.
Yeah.
But just the fact that it was Joe Satriani, and I remember that name, and I'm not even a guitar person.
Just on Howard Stern a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Well, he's with Sammy Hagar, and Stern interviewed Satriani about learning Van Halen's part. That was actually like a week after we interviewed him, and I was like, holy crap. What are we doing here?
I also liked, and this was you know what?
I like the Peter Funt interview.
Well,
that one was my
that's-
favorite. That guy was so sweet. Like when we got done, me and Sam were like, what a nice man.
I like that we spoke to Fortune Feemster.
She was great.
Because-
I'm gonna go see her.
She was really good.
Just because I watched her stand-up special during COVID, and,
Yeah,
and it's
same.
stuck in my mind. And then also, but I feel like a lot of the interviews get slided towards closer to the end of the year awards.
Sure.
Because they're so new that we like to play ones that are, I feel like pre-October.
You forget about it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because if they're so new, like they won't make the list because it's like it feels like it just happened. you
Yeah.
know?
Are there anybody before
Well,
we...
I wanted
Go ahead.
Yngwie.
Oh, yeah.
Ingve was
Ingve,
good.
yeah,
He
yeah.
was great because we were kind of nervous, and it turned out to be a really great interview. He had a lot in common with Tom.
He was very cocky though, and but
Yeah.
very direct.
Oh, loved
And,
it.
You know, he doesn't
Miami
do,
Dolphins fan.
You know, he doesn't do a ton of interviews. Like, he's one of those guys that I've told people that we interviewed Ingve,
Yeah.
and then I have people
They're
go
like, "Whoa,
really?"
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like it's a very big deal. Do you guys have any that you would like to throw in your list for white whales? I have one that I think I'm going to be able to do this year. It's for me and Tom. That I'm going to make it my 2024 mission.
Okay.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think we can do it.
Well, now that we have a connection with Fortune, they work together
exactly.
on a series. Maybe we can.
I think we can do
happen.
it. I think we can do it. Whether we do it because of one of his charitable organizations, the Presidential Physical Fitness Challenge, some way I think we can get in. Somehow I think we can get in.
We might be maybe the fact that I'm almost through with this book, but we throw that in because that does help.
It does help.
Because a lot, it's interesting because a lot of these celebrities that do interviews, they are so used to the person interviewing them knowing nothing.
Sure.
And just
the minimal thing that they're there for.
just
tiring.
And then they just do
So sad and tiring.
And then you end up doing the same thing over and over. And that's it's interesting when we do interviews. We never know how they're going to go at first.
I get
right?
really nervous about them.
And so while they're happening, you could usually tell the other person's interest in it, how much the other person is trying to
Sure.
or relates to you,
Yeah.
or gets your sense of humor. It's weird because you're trying to form a connection
With a
to
stranger.
to a
Yeah.
stranger real time
Quickly.
Yeah. Because when there's no when late night shows,
Right.
the host
They
will
go backstage before the show, chat with them.
to try to get some rapport.
You mentioned it, the pre-interview. We did that for Playboy TV, by the way. That's the kind of budget they had.
Yeah.
When we did Playboy Radio or
This is
Playboy TV,
ridiculous.
they had a pre-interview process. We don't have that kind of money to have.
No.
That would mean that Samantha would have 2 or 3 different interns or producers under her that are paid by us, our parent company,
Right.
and then she's telling them, "You get your ass in the green room and you interview Lunel ahead of time. You find out
Get
what
the
we can,
vibe,
what we can't,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you make sure that she is well taken care of. You get her anything she needs, and you come in here and tell me anything that's a landmine or anything that's golden." We don't have that kind of
We
money.
do that ourselves by just doing our research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you still don't know what kind of vibe you're going to get because even
No.
if, they're a great person and we think they're going to vibe with our show, they could be having a bad day. It
Also-
could be a bad interview.
100%.
What about
this
this?
could be the 10th interview of the day,
They're
and they're
sick of
tired.
it. And it has nothing to do with us.
Or our call could specifically land right in the middle of their afternoon errands. And then next thing you know, you got Ingve out of the laundromat. You can't hear a damn thing he's saying.
Yeah.
And he's
Okay.
trying to give you the interview, but he can't give you the interview because his life gets in the way.
Yeah, I'll tell you the most awkward time for me of all the time we were doing
Was it
the
Josh
shows.
Blue with his kid?
No.
Oh, that
It's-
was awkward.
It's when the person's connection is bad.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what to do because it's they don't know it, but I know the listeners know
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
and
they
we
can
know
hear
it.
that it's messing up.
And then they're
Yeah.
and I
And it's
feel
hard to just go through the motions.
Yeah. Because then I hate going through the motions.
I know.
Because I want to address it. The connection's bad. Let's just stop. We
We
can't
will wait until the connection's good.
And then you're trying, and there's this weird, awkward back and forth. Huh, what'd you say? I was like, what? Are you still there?
Usually we'll let them stutter through it and then we go, right.
Yeah, I
and then
hate
we
that.
move on.
I hate that.
That's a very good.
Yeah.
It is the very good.
All right, so should we do it? You guys
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
hear the winner?
Yeah.
All right, here is our first winner. Let's rip the Band-Aid off of these.
Oh, we got to hear our
Oh,
nominees.
the nominees.
yeah,
Oh, my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
I did this last year,
You're
too, by
jumping
the way.
straight to the
No, I
winner.
did this last year, too, by the way. I did the exact same thing last year.
So let's hear the nominees for Best Interview 2023.
Best Interview. Kratom Carey at the golf tournament.
A friend of mine said, "You want to play in a golf tournament?" I said, "Sure." He says, "You want to?" Rachel's is having a problem. They closed down for a while, and they're going to have a tournament to where they have every third hole. They're going to have some women on every third hole without any clothes on. And
buddy.
All right.
Now we're talking.
Did you have to clear this with
I like how you're wringing your hands. As you're telling the story, you're wringing your hands like a diabolical genius. Yeah, I don't know whether, literally, it's like you're wringing your hands like Gru is
Anyway,
trying
for
to steal the Hope
For
Diamond.
$100, you get to play and all the booze you can drink. You got in the bus.
You get all the booze you can drink
and play on the golf course.
How much?
For $100.
Wait, this is better than the White Claw party deck.
But you had to tip.
Don't bring it up.
Yeah, but you had to tip the girls every time you drank something.
Yeah, like a cart girl.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty standard.
Yeah, I feel like that's just what gentlemen
I'm not
do.
going to tell you the restaurant because I don't want, we got in a restaurant, bus.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
But I'll tell you the golf
Applebee's.
course. I'll tell you the golf course is because it's no longer in business. Probably because of us. Winter Springs Golf Course.
Oh, you shut down Winter Springs Golf Course?
Yeah, him and the strippers. I mean, the ladies of the entertainers.
Carrie, before we continue, because I saw the pictures, and this
Can
is
I go back to the room again? Because they're really good. They're
a true story.
I got to tell
Describe
you,
them.
we've had a lot of people bring us pictures, and these are the
we can show her on
They
air
will
only.
blow Sam's cool hairstyle off. They're too. Some of them are. The ladies are pulling their bikini to the side, and you can see the valley. You see the valley of the dolls.
She's on the actual green in front of the cup,
and they're all like voluptuous.
Yes,
early 2000s porn stars.
Yes, they are.
They're dancers, right?
Yes, they're dancers.
From local.
From Rachel.
I mean, and this girl right here is pulling it from behind to the side. Like, that's a move I've never seen before.
Yeah.
It's called the Desert Road.
I like that fat dad golfer that's having the time of his life.
Every fourth hole, or every third hole, there's 4 of them. And we're getting shooters. I mean, lemon, Jello shots off their breasts.
Okay, all right.
Okay, Gary, hold on.
Every third hole.
I mean, look at this. Where they put his hat backwards, like he's like a goofy, and then he's got a dollar bill in her ass.
All right.
Yeah, no, I see. Yeah, I saw that one.
So I'm saying I'm having.
Look at that.
It's the best. It's the most fun I've ever had playing golf.
I can't. You know what?
Well, you've
I
described-
believe you.
All right.
I mean,
It's an orgy, Gary.
I'm not joking. If for this same experience, I could charge BDMs $500 for the day, and they'll pay it.
That's not enough.
They'll pay it.
For what I'm
We
seeing,
can be rich.
For what I'm seeing in these photos, and we should document at least a
I gotta
few
show
of them.
Sam. All
Yeah,
right.
I don't know if this is a good idea. Sam, if we offer this to our BDMs at $750 a pop,
Yeah.
Okay.
$750 a pop, they'd pay it.
Okay.
$750 a pop, $1,000 a pop,
Yeah.
$1,000 a pop,
All you can drink.
$1,000 a
Every
pop.
third hole. Before we continue,
Sam, what
Carrie.
describe?
Oh!
Yeah, some of them are like Sam.
Yeah, we were putting up her legs.
Hey, now up
Yeah,
the leg.
Up the leg.
So,
That's
Carrie, how did
Doesn't
you?
look sanitary.
No, it's certainly not sanitary.
How did you convince?
But it was a different time. I think sanitary is a new thing.
Yeah.
There was a time when I'd go to a strip club, and there was a time when I never washed my hands. Let's just be honest.
They were not working, and they needed.
Where'd you get these developed, Carrie?
Just to
Eckerd's?
whatever. They didn't care. Everybody.
Tell her to shut up, Gary.
It was pre 9/11. It was February
Tell her to
2001.
shut up. Say, shut up.
Where did I get that question doesn't even come into this thing.
Yeah, thank you. It's like, say, what are you asking, lady?
So, Carrie, when you went to Winter Springs Golf Course,
How many ladies would you say?
But
were
you
there?
told them
40?
When you told them this, they were cool with it. Like, do
Okay.
whatever, or they were
here's the deal. I didn't set it up. All right. So one thing, this is the third one it's been to. This was the third golf course it's been to.
Oh my God.
So the guy set it up. They figure there's 56 guys at $100 a whack. That golf course is going to make a lot of money. And the golf course was going down at the time, so they said, "Sure, we'll do it."
Oh, so they were going out of business anyway.
this is the old.
But here's the funny.
Who
There's
gives
always,
an F?
there's always a funny. There's always a funny story in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you the funny story. We're on the girls are sort of on the tees where there's a lot of trees and there's
Tees and
homes.
the trees.
There's homes all around there. Okay.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
children out there trying to do their
Yeah,
homework,
this
and the
guy-
fat dads out there with boners.
Yeah, this guy's walking the dog, and he comes up and he goes, "Oh my God. Oh my God! I'm going to call the police. I'm going to call, and you guys are going to get in trouble." I said, "Hey, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just a golfer."
Just a golfer with a boner. Like, look, hey man, I'm just a man with a boner on a golf course.
And the thing
Whose
of it is,
first response when they see that is, "I'm going to call the
and the thing of it is,
How much of a nerd are you? Hold on.
Yeah,
I'm mad at that guy. You're walking your dog, and your first response is,
You
"I'm
could
gonna call
join
the
in. You
dog."
could be like, give me a beer.
but
I understand.
Getting close.
Or like, hold my dog.
So he didn't walk away. He kept staring.
Oh my God.
So I said, "Okay, he's staring. He's not walking away." I said,
You
"Hey,
yell at him. You're like, what are you,
I said,
gay, man?
I said, I tell you what, pal. How about if I buy you a Jello shot on this girl's breast?
Oh, yes. Give him the good old objectification
and he goes, well,
my dog might see.
Okay.
What if my dog sees?
Yeah. So he does that, and he was gone.
He farted.
So
he did that. He did the shot.
He did the shot, and
the little toot, and then his dog,
and he was gone.
Yeah.
But I mean,
he disappeared in a poof of
then
smoke.
we all went back in. This is a shotgun. So at the end of the tournament, there were people falling all over the place, and we all went back to the restaurant, which I'm not going to tell you, and it was Armageddon.
Linnell at Chappelle's summer camp.
I went. Dave summons me to come to Yellow Springs, sent the jet.
Yeah.
And I took my daughter with me. Mainly because she didn't give a fuck about Dave or me. She wanted to take selfies on the jet.
Hold on, so Dave Chappelle sends his jet.
My God.
Well, it wasn't just for me. There was other people on, like Salil Moonfry was on the jet.
Oh, my God.
So was Jaleel White was on the jet.
God.
Dane Cook was on the jet.
What an odd group.
And now we're all friends.
You got Urkel.
And now we're all
Did you smoke purple Urkel? Did you smoke any purple
Yes,
Urkel?
I did. I damn sure did.
Urkel is one of my favorites.
It's a good
It is
strain.
a good strain.
And then he has this crazy chef,
It's
Chef
blowing Tom's
Nicky.
mind.
And
Chef
it's a
Nicky?
mind blower. Chef Nicky was there.
Tom, hold on. It was Punky Brewster,
Yeah.
Lunel,
Yeah.
and then you got Dane
Urkel.
Cook and
and Dane
all
Cook.
on a plane smoking weed. No.
Yeah.
I bet when you're watching Steve Urkel in the 90s, like, one day I'll smoke weed with him in a private jet.
You would never come on. Not only that, when we went, you go like river rafting out there. Because
We're river
it's
rafting?
Dave's summer camp, so there's activities. So I'd
All
never
these
been.
comedians are getting summer camps now.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle, Dan Cummins
Dan's
has
got
one.
Yeah.
Oh, you went to a summer camp and you're doing whitewater rafting.
Yeah.
Dean Kelly, the clown.
So, I'm curious to because there's a lot going on at the circus, and there are acrobats and there are animal performers and stuff. Have you ever had to improv and you see something go wrong
yeah.
and then had to fix it? And
It is a lot of moving parts.
over that many shows.
Because things can go wrong and probably do all the time.
Most definitely. Let me just say I have seen some things. Since the circus is a live performance and these people are doing things that the human body is just not meant to do, accidents do happen. And when that happens, the clowns are in charge of trying to distract the audience. And so when that happens, the band, we had a live band on the show. The band immediately...
We forgot about the musicians. Damn it. This just gets stickier.
Oh, yeah, we have
300
musicians,
people
too.
is crazy. I didn't even realize it was that much.
And I have always admired, and I'm a musician, I've always loved the circus band because they're playing, I'm a drummer, when he would do those drum rolls, you have to be watching what's happening because it's got to be perfect.
If you're a circus drummer, you're one of the best drummers in the world because you have to catch everything, every trick, everything. You have to be watching.
You're giving little stingers and rim shots
along
for
with
everything.
hitting your cues and all of that. So
was there any situation where something did go wrong and then you had to distract?
Yes.
And then what happened and then?
So the band kicks in and they start playing the 12th Street Rag. And they play that, and when you hear that,
Oh, it's like a Code Brown on a cruise ship.
Oh, now we know the secret.
When you're sitting backstage at the circus, they have the music piped in so you can hear it in all of the dressing rooms. And so when that happened, you know what the show sounds like. You're used to the music and what it is, and all of a sudden you hear the music stop and they kick into that, you hear people backstage yelling because the wardrobe crew, they've got walkie-talkies, and you have backstage crew, they've got walkie-talkies, and you just hear yelling, clowns, clowns, clowns. And so we get out there, we grab whatever we can, and we just go out there and try to fill time.
Go out there and give them your best, the human cannonballs on
pretty
fire.
much. For instance, one thing that happened, we were getting ready to do a gag. We were getting set in the ring, and a high wire act was happening in ring 1, and the entire rig broke.
Oh, no.
and it threw the performers to the ground, and it was kind of violent. And
oh my God!
And so what? Yeah.
Where are they?
Get out there, distract them.
And let me tell you, this was my second week on the show, so I was a baby, and we all.
This is when you start shaking, and one of the other, you're like, I'm scared, and the other class is like, we're all scared.
Yeah, we're all scared.
Yeah, get it together,
by the lapel. Pull yourself together.
You get out there with your seltzer bottle and you spray crazy.
Desmond Clark.
That was in the 90s. Obviously, you got drafted in 99. So, like, being a high school athlete back then, did you know, and did people start even early on when you're a freshman or something, like, because of your athleticism, did people start saying, like, hey, you get a college scholarship and you may, you can make a living at doing this? Like, how early did you find out that you may have the goods?
Well, it didn't play out like that. Because I wasn't this superstar athlete in high school.
Okay.
The superstar athlete in my high school was Ray Lewis.
Lewis is in okay.
Yeah. So
what are the chances of that?
God.
With all the athletes in all the high schools, I did not know.
Like you show
Ray
up for
Lewis
tryouts and you like, I think I'll put my name up here, and you look and you just see Jordan. You're like,
exactly.
I'm not going to do it.
And what class difference between?
He's 2 years older than me, so he played 2 years with my older brother. I played 1 year with Ray.
Okay. Nice.
You guys may also know another first-round draft pick by the name of Freddie Mitchell.
Yeah.
So Freddie Mitchell, I was his quarterback in high school. I was 2 years older than Freddie Mitchell. A lot of people also may know of a kicker that used to turn his back to the football, Paul Ettinger, that kicked for Michigan State and the Chicago Bears. I was his holder in high school. Another second-round pick that went to the Minnesota Vikings, not as well known because he blew out his knee his second year in the league. He went to Virginia Tech. Torian Gray was also from Kathleen High School. So we had a number of those guys. They were highly recruited. And we had another guy that never made it. His name is Ken Bridges. He's the reason why I was recruited, because he was our top player. He played running back. He played linebacker. He was getting recruited by every school in America. He ended up going to Clemson. But, when they come and see the best player, they also see the other players.
Yeah.
I was one of the other players that they seen.
So it actually kind of helps.
Man, God bless the other players.
Exactly.
We're
out here.
When there's a spotlight on your school and there's like premier athletes coming out of the school, like because the scouts are there, like they see you too.
Exactly.
I also like your attitude on that, because I don't think most young people, I would like to think that they would think this, but it's a very positive way to think, to be like, well, if they're coming to look at him, I better show my game too. You never know.
Absolutely.
You never know, because it almost makes you in a weird way root for your friend, which you don't see a lot of, especially online. You see a lot of people tearing down. I mean, again, no online. So
exactly. And we didn't have all of this social media stuff.
Distractions.
We didn't have distraction media. I'm gonna start calling it that.
I mean, I think you can take that and make some money.
Exactly. Yeah.
George from Reptile World.
When did you start your own serpentarium? I mean, obviously
Well, that was a long road. I when I saw that place, it was my dream, and I used to camp out behind the serpentarium on the weekends. I would take the bus down there with a little tent, and sometimes a friend would go with me. And one night, my friend and I, Billy Mickleberry, he became a screenwriter out in L.A. later on, but we went over the wall, and Bill Haas caught us crawling around in his rattlesnake during the night. He was very upset, and he banished us from the serpentarium, which for me was like, being banished by God. It was, I went through a period of, agony, writing letters, and finally was forgiven. And then many years later, after I did a tour of duty in the Army, and I bought an old school bus, and I rattled around in Central America catching snakes. And at a later point, I brought Bill Haas some sea snakes out of El Salvador. And at that point, he gave me a job. And
it's like a peace offering, right? Like, it's almost like, was that?
No. By then, we had gotten past all
Okay,
that.
good. Yeah, but that's amazing. Like, when you said that, man, you rattled me when you said it's like being banished by God. I get that. It's like having your all-time favorite here. For me, it would be like growing up, listening to the radio and wanting to broadcast, and then meeting Howard Stern, and then like crawling around in his studio. Hey, what are you doing in there? And then like they have me, and then he has like Baba Booey flush my head in the toilet. That would be the same thing.
That's probably a good analogy, I have to say.
All right, now we're ready for the winner. Okay.
All right.
Any bets? I think I know where this one's going. I really do.
Yeah.
I think,
favorite?
Yeah, I think you do too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
And the winner for Best Interview is Kratom Carey at the golf tournament.
I mean, of course, right? Of course.
And that was an early interview this year. Haven't heard from him since.
Yeah. I saw him at the beer fest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I told you guys.
Really?
Yeah. I saw him at the beer fest, and he was.
So he's still kicking.
He was normal Carey. He wasn't Kratom Carey. And now I'm realizing that
maybe he got off the Kratom.
Yeah. Well, he's probably on his meds now, so now he's just a regular person in society.
It's still on Kratom. I just think it's other chemicals that are in his brain.
So go back and listen to that interview. It was interesting. We couldn't show any of those photos on Twitch or YouTube.
And he left one of them here. And
he did?
Yeah, he left one of the nude photos here, and I disposed of it in the trash can.
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, but I don't know.
That could have been a BDM appreciation gift.
I don't know. It looked, it's something very gross. Something.
We'll never see the time where you get topless, like either strippers or like, entertainers, I'll say, to do charity poker tournaments, golf tournaments.
Those days are gone.
Yeah, I don't think that happens anymore.
Yeah.
I don't even think that there's the ability to hire those people.
No,
but
they're not even out there.
Also, I think it makes society uncomfortable now.
Yeah,
more than it used to.
It used to be that people didn't like doing charity, so you needed the nudity to coax people out to the golf tournaments.
Yeah, and also, it's like, look at these nude girls' titties. You're like, yeah. And then it was like, oh, look at this.
What do you guys do? We're at the charity golf tournament, and there's titties.
And now I feel like people are like, oh, what's happening?
Like, why would you do that?
This hole is sponsored by Samsung.
Yeah, it is.
You can't do it anyway.
Yeah, this hole is sponsored by La Petite Academy.
All right, now let's get into the next category.
All right, the next category is it would be the best moment where I went too far.
Oh, okay. That must have been a hard one, too. There's a lot.
Hey. I think I've softened as I've gotten older.
No. You still push the limit.
You think so?
Yeah, but just to make us uncomfortable. I don't know if it makes Sam uncomfortable. It makes me
I don't think it does anymore. I don't think you can make Sam uncomfortable anymore. It's like desensitized like Andrea now, where I say things and Andrea doesn't even listen.
When you're going, I want to get into your brain.
Sure,
but
please.
not too far, because I'll never come out.
Yeah, don't go too far.
Like the lawnmower man.
Keep the rope tied to you.
Yeah. Like Stranger Things. You get into the crack.
Yeah.
And then you do that move
Wouldn't you immediately
where you're pulling me back, and it's just a loop.
You
immediately know because of the weight.
Yeah,
You'd be like, this is too... They're gone. You start crying immediately.
You're like, you're not even going to pull it in because there's nothing. You know there's nothing.
Exactly.
You're pulling a 200-pound
You jump down in
man.
there. You jump down in there.
Anyway.
Get in my brain.
So when you're going too far,
yes,
you know you're going too far.
I don't know if I do.
And you
give me an example.
Are you
of
blacking out? Well, there's going to be some examples.
Obviously, have no examples of me doing this.
And so you know it's happening, and you feed off the uncomfortability like a monster, right? You're the uncomfortable
like
monster.
when Tom starts going, come on.
There's a character in Baldur's Gate, the video game.
Yep.
He's a magical creature. He's a wizard.
Yeah.
I know you like wizards. He's a wizard, and he, in order to keep his power up, he has to devour a magical item. So, if you or Sam had a sword that was enchanted, you would give me that, and I'd suck all the power out of it, and it would keep me alive. Is that what you're saying? Something like that?
Yeah.
Maybe so.
The uncomfortability is
keeps
keeping
it a little spicy. Yeah.
You like to live in that world of spiciness.
I don't know if I like to live in that world, but I would.
I think
maybe,
he has to survive.
I would say maybe I'm more comfortable there.
Oh yeah, you
for
thrive
some weird
in it.
reason.
Yeah. But it has to be you. I'll tell you, if I try to get more uncomfortable, it would. I don't think it. You would back out of the world.
Okay.
You can't live in a world where everybody's trying to do this. You have to live in it where you're the one doing it and everybody's uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that.
Because I've seen other people try to do a one-up,
outbit you.
Yeah, and they don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. No one likes it because you want to live in the uncomfortable brain of Daniel
by yourself. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Yeah, definitely. All right, you guys.
Let's see.
You guys want to hear these?
Dan goes too far. Anal Fisher.
It's pretty rare that we show a comedy, which is funny because we're going to be showing one in February, a German film called Wetlands. It's based on a
I have
novel.
that written down on my list of movies to watch.
It's very funny.
I'll go and see it there, yeah.
Damn, Sam, you got to stop watching all this stuff, man.
That's why I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I once described it as an incredibly filthy homily.
Okay.
So it's got a very similar tone, I think.
It's very light.
It's whimsical, but it does have anal fissures in it.
Yeah.
Anal fissures? You had one of those.
Well, I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, well, you could have prepared. You had time to prepare.
I didn't prepare.
You could have prepared a defense.
Well, I had no defense. I knew it was coming.
It's true.
And then I was like, well, maybe we'll get past that. We mentioned that at the beginning.
Anytime anybody says the word anal fissure on the show, I jump up out of my chair like somebody got bingo.
It's like Pee Wee Herman's word of the day.
I should have told nobody that. I definitely shouldn't have said it on the show.
Fingering.
It's like Andrew.
You're right. No, I don't like Daniel to finger me. Okay, that's my boundary.
There it is. He did not. What?
I don't either, Andrea.
And I love fingering. I'll say it.
And that's my boundaries, and Daniel respects that.
I do respect it, but sometimes if it's my birthday, she'll be like, "You can put it in," and I'm like, I go crazy. I lose it.
So why can't you respect her?
Once it's in there, it's like literally like I'm playing Pong. I go nuts because I'm like, you only get it once a year, and you only put your finger in one. I go side to side, up and down, round the town. Like I do. I go crazy.
Come on,
because I don't get it.
Stop talking about it.
Dorito breath makeout.
So, Daniel, we both got invited, but I was over helping the wizard with his floors, which I'll tell you about in a second.
You would think a wizard could wizard his own floors.
But you went to Dirty Jim's birthday party.
Yeah.
And my one question is, the last time I was at Jimmy's house for the Super Bowl party.
It takes like an hour to get there from my house, by the way.
Yeah, no, he lives out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, that's right. He lives out in I don't want to give out his
I was
area,
excited about it, though. I mean, it was the same area that Mark Marrow. It was the same area. Like, driving back there was weird for me because I had to flash back in my memories of making out with the girl with nacho breath. I made out with
Dorito breath.
With Dorito breath. I made out with the Dorito breath girl when I was single in the Mark Marrow's woods. In the woods of Mark Marrow. I was in Mark Marrow's woods making out with a Dorito girl, and she grabbed my butt, and we was getting hot and heavy. She was seducing me.
Did you go out into the woods to make out?
We went out in the woods to make out. And
How old were you?
In high school?
I was like, I don't know, it was like 31 or something.
Right.
And this girl's like grabbing my butt, and I was like, I can't do the Doritos. I can't do it. And they were Cool Ranch is stinky.
Doritos wouldn't stop me.
I didn't get laid.
I
could have. I think I could have sealed the deal. But I was like, you know what? I don't need Doritos.
I could push past anything. Feces breath. I can push past anything.
No.
Yeah,
I feel like I have to cut that out. Feces breath?
There you go.
You could not.
Like straight.
I'm an animal.
Like Mad Max?
It doesn't, nothing will gross me out if I knew that I can get it at the end.
Right there in the Mark Marrow woods. You'd have done it.
Like, Crystal could tell me anything, and if I'm horny enough, I'll push back. Because I have the ability to not,
listen.
Not listen, not think about anything. Like, block out whatever that could gross me out. I also don't get grossed out by much. Anyway.
But you don't like us talking about doo-doo in here. You don't like your wife talking about doo-doo or periods and stuff like that. Yeah, you get weirded out.
No, I just request that she doesn't talk about it.
Okay.
But if she does, it doesn't stop me from anything a horny animal.
Okay.
But back to Jimmy's party. See, all the feelings of uncomfortability come rushing back to me.
And I feel great, oddly enough. Weird. I feel really good right now.
You feel powerful.
I do feel powerful. You want some? Okay, here we go.
And the winner of Dan Goes Too Far moment is fingering.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it's fingering. I love fingering. I really do love fingering.
When you talk about your wife, it makes me extra uncomfortable because I know Andrea, and she is one of the most even-keeled, straight edge people that I know.
Doesn't drink, no drugs.
Yeah. Where there's
good head on her shoulders.
Yeah. Like I can't imagine her secretly
she's
having
a nerd.
Some weird.
I mean, her hobby is reading.
But it's real. And there's some nerds. They're like,
but freaks and
Why did you act like you were jacking off in a cave?
That got
some
weird.
nerds jack off in caves.
Well, that's their mom's basement. I think.
It's like BTK. I was like, that guy's just I'm just like, that guy's
Andrea
just a nerd.
is very BTK-ish.
Like, I want to find out that she lives a secret lifestyle and she's into some weird, like at home.
Too boring and predictable.
Like you're tying her titties up.
I wish. I'd love to tie her titties up purple. She won't let me do that. She even like me. I'm like squeezing her arm. She's like, leave my titties alone.
I know. That's what makes it extra uncomfortable because it is real.
Yeah.
Like, she's not playing a nerd. She's not pretending to be a nerd.
No.
Or pretending
and
to
I
be.
can't make her uncomfortable at all.
By the rules. But that's weird for a nerd.
It is.
And which, like, she's not uncomfortable by the stuff you say.
I can't make her. I can't even phase her. I can't even make her look up from the kitchen.
But we're all uncomfortable because we're like, Andrea, don't do that to Andrea. Why are you doing it?
Yeah, and she's like, she's fine. She's fine.
Of course she's fine. She's married to you.
Yeah. I don't know if she is fine with marrying me, but she's married to me, all right. What else we got here? What's the next one? Oh, this is one of my favorite. This is one of my absolute favorite categories.
See, this makes me uncomfortable.
Because I think this helps.
Do you?
I think it makes your ad more memorable, or at least that's the spin.
Well,
sometimes it's not even in the ad. It's when the sponsor's here. That's where I'm like, oh no.
So it's the next category is embarrassing ourselves in front of sponsors. Best? Is it best or worst?
It's a best worst.
Okay,
We've
best
done this
worst.
before. Yeah. And with the sponsors, like I go into it assuming that they know what's going on because they spend their money.
Yeah, you're here
advertising with the show. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, you paid to advertise with the show.
Yes.
So therefore I assume that you know. But maybe you don't. So like, we never really know. Like, even when it's happening, I'm looking in their eyes, and I'm like, you know what's happening.
Has there ever been one? Has there ever been one where you were where
you lost them?
We said no. I mean, because I don't think we have. Has there ever been one where you, me, Sam are doing the show here, and we're doing something that involves a sponsor? You know, you're obviously the front line of that. Nothing happens unless you like okay it or you're doing it, and we say something and you're like, oh yeah, that's not. Has there ever been one where you're like, that one not good, that one we did bad? I can tell you the one that shook me a little bit, but we still did it, and it's won an award.
All right, which one?
It was like any of the ones we've done for Fair Villa.
Oh, well, yeah, well, you know.
But again,
we've known
client.
Deborah for so long.
Gamer,
again, I throw Deborah in the, I've known Deborah like 20 years. So it is a little, you're right, it is a little different.
Yeah. What worries me, and I always, like, after we're done with the interview, I'm always, like, walking him out. I'm like, oh, you know we're just going to, you know.
Yeah, you do that.
It is weird, though.
Because what if they left, and then all of a sudden I get an email
what the hell was that?
This is, I feel like this
we don't want to operate with you anymore.
Yeah,
that's never happened, though.
It's never happened, but we do get up in our own brains about, like, whether or not we think the person... Like, did you understand that? Like, why we were screaming in your face? Like, did you like? You know what I mean? Like, did you get?
Yeah. And then I'm like, well, I do a normal interview on any other media I go on, and why is that not good enough for you guys? and then I'm like, well,
that's you speaking as the client. Okay, yeah.
Because then I could be like, well,
we're a different kind of show.
We're different, yeah. But then again, all these other shows are just fine doing it normal.
Yeah, we're different.
We're not normal.
We gotta be different.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to do it?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Here we go. One of my favorite categories.
Embarrassing ourselves in front of sponsors. Jim from OCLS.
But anyway, Luca the Lizard doing fine.
Can you overfeed them?
My wife seems to think that you are.
Well,
we'll get to our guest here in a second, but let's hash this out just quickly.
A couple mealworms a day.
I think
you can't overfeed him.
I read online that
it's
supposed to be. He's supposed to be fed 1 or 2 mealworms every 3 to 4 days. Right. That's what we read online. But you, much like, and this is not a bad thing, but you work very hard to afford wonderful things for your sons. It's like every afternoon you complain about giving them ice cream every afternoon. I feel like we're falling into the same thing with
please
Luca.
Don't kill my lizard.
Where you are spoiling him with ice cream every day.
You're like Grandpa Tom. Yeah, you're spoiling my child.
No, you won't eat if it's not hungry.
You give your son.
Yes, it will. It's a glutton.
Yeah,
but if there was 100 mealworms just happened to
he'll eat them all and die like a dog.
No, why would he evolve to do that? He eats as much as he wants. When he gets hungry, he eats more, and then he just chills.
You're spoiling him, and you're going to end up killing him.
No,
you're making him lazy.
You guys not feeding him.
He's a little fat.
You're not paying attention to him.
I notice he's fat. I've noticed he's getting a little puff. He's a little puffy.
A wild lizard.
He's a little puffy,
and we don't even know how old he is.
He looks like Gabriel Iglesias.
No, I read that once a day for the kid lizards. I think that's a kid.
That's not a kid lizard. That's an old man.
He's already lost a tail.
Yeah, this guy's an old veteran. This guy's like an old Vietnam vet.
We are embarrassing ourselves in front of Jim.
From the Orange County Library System, we love them so. On the big red couch, which is basically Luca's house, it is our friend Jim from the Orange County Library.
How you doing, Jim?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Good.
Mo DeWitt.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer, is here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
Great hair.
Thanks.
Great. You need to do that. You need to, you know what? You need to switch it up. You need to switch it up.
You could do a small pony.
You could do a small pony.
I feel like I'm in the time in my life where
this is the look.
Just full headbands.
Yeah. Are you at your full look right now?
I think so. Well,
Sam, are you at your full look? You are not at your full look. No way. You'll evolve. Yeah. I'm not at my full look. Remember, and I'm the oldest one here.
I'll transition in my 50s and 60s.
Oh, don't do it. When guys
It'll
do
just
that.
be white V-necks and jeans.
Word to the wise, and this is just my opinion. When you transition in your 50s and 60s, it's a rough look. It's rough. Do it in your 20s and 30s when you're young.
I want to go more like cabana shirts, retirements, the pineapple.
Oh, Tommy Bahama.
Like a pineapple,
like an
everything.
Old alcoholic detective.
Yeah, everything full head to toe.
The Nick Nolte, I believe that's called.
One pineapple dangler.
Disheveled hair.
Yeah, just disheveled hair, yellow teeth like popcorn.
Yes. A long
popcorn teeth.
A long pineapple skull.
A long pineapple skull and bright yellow teeth. I think that's your look.
Also smoking and testosterone.
Oh, my God. Smoking so much that your fingernails turn yellow like Billy D. Williams.
And then I hope to have full red Rogan.
Oh, you'll be the red.
Yeah, you'll be on the tee at that point.
You're on the tee, so you have so much back hair, you'll look like a big red Rogan gorilla.
And then it blows your hair out. That's why I get the skull.
Blows out your leg hair, so you have shiny brown legs.
And your
legs will look like two brown broomsticks.
I'll have just enough money after the first divorce to get hair transplant.
Oh, but it's bad.
But it's just the first row. So the skull
just the first row. They call that the splash zone. They call that the splash zone right in the front.
And so it'll just be the front. I don't have the money to do the rest.
Yeah, but you'll wear hats.
Yeah.
But you'll tip them back a little bit so the hair will poof down. The Brett Michaels.
Am I cutting this out for the end of the year awards for embarrassing ourselves in front of clients?
Go ahead. Treat yourself to that. Treat yourself. I want you to treat yourself to that, Sam. Hey, one of our favorite guests is here, everybody.
Mo DeWitt's here. How you doing, Mo?
Doing well. How are you guys doing?
I mean, you saw how we're doing. You see how we're doing. How do you think we're doing, Mo?
Modern PI.
Is this you over-explaining because you feel like that's the help? Because you and I've talked about this before. Remember when you've been on the phone with people that we're doing negotiations with, and you'll really share. You really share a lot.
I'm going to tell you 900, but I'll take 100.
I'm like, why are you saying that?
It's only worth 50.
I'll be like, stop talking. Or just stop talking. Is it one of those?
Yeah. There's a negotiation technique where you stay silent and you just let the person talk their way into, losing or whatever.
Did he know exactly what to do?
Yeah, well, he just was nice.
He's a plumber.
He's like, I've done this so
Did he say
times.
that? Oh,
well, no. He didn't say it. No, he's just like, I think the better, the other way may be this.
Because he didn't want to be rude and say how stupid your idea was.
He's like, we can do it any way you want. But he's like,
I'll run it out of your roof and put it in loop-de-loops like a crazy straw for you if that's what you want.
Dr. Seuss style.
It's a terrible idea.
Yeah. And then I realized, I was like, why did I go and start the first 8 minutes with explaining how I think it should be done or what I think the easiest way is when I don't know what the hell I'm talking. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I don't even have any clue.
So does he know? Is he doing it now? Or was it just a design meeting?
Well, I had to tell him, I was like, I got to get the wife out here later.
I gotta so she can also tell you how to do it.
I got to do this all again, but this time my wife's going to say things.
You guys got to stop.
And then, the kids get off school at 3. We'll have them run you through their version.
By the time we're done with the planning phase, you guys will be modern plumbing. It'll be way in the future. This will take forever.
Yeah. Wait till my wife gets out here. She'll be telling you something crazy.
You know what? Actually, email Tom at tomanddan.com with your ideas for how his plumbing should go in.
Let's have a design contest. How do you want to draw Tom's plumbing? And we'll have them design.
Then I ask stupid questions like, I don't have to worry about the outside, the pipes freezing. He's like, no.
Not in Florida, sir. Doesn't freeze here.
Why would you even say that? You're a moron. That's what I would say if I was him. No,
you're moron plumbing.
Moron beyond. Which he also is a private investigator too.
That's true.
Real bad.
No, he was unbelievably nice, and I feel like I wasted his entire morning because he could have just walked. He could have got there 5 minutes, and been like, I know what to do. Of course,
just be like, where do you want it? Okay, cool.
I mean,
this is what he does.
He had a sheet, and on the sheet it said outdoor shower. What else did he need? You didn't even need to talk to him.
Silence from OCLS.
Silence. Back to the beer. Who gets the first beer? Who gets the very first one?
The first person to buy it.
Okay, so not like Mr. Library or something. You know, like Mr. I was thinking like
Billy Buck,
Mr. Regional.
Billy Buck gets the first
Ronnie Regional. It's Ronnie Regional. Mr. Library, Larry Library. Somebody gets the first. Are they tall boys or little boys?
They're like tall boys. I think they're 16 ounces.
Yeah, I think they're big boys. Yeah,
they're not like the little baby ones.
Yeah, the library.
It's a real beer.
Yeah. This isn't a. It's
not a tasting. It's a real beer.
This is a real beer. Yeah.
Exactly. This is a novel, not a novel.
So science.
Did you just go?
Not the first time someone's called me.
Write that down. Science. Weird silence. Did anybody do that? Did anybody do that one? Like, the most embarrassing thing you can do to one of our friends and one of our clients is to call them the complete wrong name, and a bizarre one at that. Silence does sound like a name, but science.
Billy Buck threw him off, so then he called it science.
Silence and science are close, pretty close.
No, they're very close.
All right, let's see who wins for most embarrassing moment in front of a client.
And the winner of most embarrassing moment in front of a sponsor is Mo DeWitt.
Whoa!
All right.
That's a big boy sponsor.
Well, I mean, is
our
he,
biggest sponsor.
Is he winning because of multiple? I feel like multiple. I'll give
Every
you a
time
real
he comes
one.
in here.
I'll give you a real one about Mo that is a couple of years ago, I think. When I did this stupid thing, when I made that.
Yeah.
It used to have a bunch of all these other. It was a bit, and it was when we had first started bringing Mo in here, and I did. I did like a little song about it, and it's somewhere in the computer, but it's on the go, just call Mo. On the go,
I remember that.
Just call Mo. Yeah, that's how it goes.
If you have any plumbing problem in the future,
I got lots of them.
Go to modernpi.com. That's Modern Plumbing Industries.
Can you save me money, though?
Yes, 10% off if you mention Tom and Dan when you call them and set up your appointment.
Okay, I'm in. I'm in.
They service Seminole, Orange, Lake, Volusia, Osceola County. They do all plumbing, residential, commercial, industrial.
Since 1975, man, and we know these guys. They're good dudes. If you have plumbing issues, I feel bad for you, son.
It's 99 problems and Modern Plumbing ain't one. First time ever.
That was very embarrassing. You almost blew Samantha.
That wasn't Cut that out,
Samantha was going to jump out of the window.
That's the worst thing I ever said.
I have to take all your awards away.
I'll have to cancel.
No! I was so caught up in doing it in the morning and hustling and going fast that I didn't even remember that it needed to say injured on the go, just call Mo. So when you hear me in that, when you hear Tom go, hey, you idiot, it should have said injured on the go. It's not just call Mo.
Right.
I was learning that for the first time. I was I was terrified.
Yeah. Is that just you're on the go?
Right.
Yeah. Just call him all the time.
Anytime you're driving.
Yeah, it's stupid. It was absolutely stupid. And most things I do are stupid, but that one extra stupid. And I was like, oh God, Mo's gonna hate me.
Or when we started the whole watering hole Mo.
No,
don't talk about that one.
Was that this year?
That was this year.
Did it make the list? Wow, that one didn't even, not even an honorable mention for Watering Hole Mo? Watering Hole?
It's good that Mo used to listen to the show before he's a sponsor, and that helped a lot. Really, I'm guessing the only reason that he does sponsor the show because he does understand.
Yeah.
But we are playing with fire because if he ever canceled the sponsorship, we'd be running around trying to find some more money somewhere.
Don't even plant that seed. Don't even put that out there.
It's like playing with fire when you know, and I think we like that.
Yeah. Speaking of playing with fire, something that I believe did Ross's Confrontations. Did we start that this year? Or is that 2 years?
I think it's been a couple years.
Yeah, I feel like it may have started last year, but again, 2023 was a weird year. It went so fast, I can't even remember what started and stopped this year.
I mean, ever since
22
COVID.
and 23,
same year.
Together.
Same year. But yeah, Ross started doing Ross's Confrontation of the Week in almost like as a supplement to his news.
Yeah.
And it is interesting how many natural confrontations Ross gets into. In fact, he doesn't even share half of the confrontations that he gets into with you.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't deem those
worthy.
Show worthy.
Yeah, they're not.
But there's a lot.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, he'll come in here and just give me a list of different people he's like warring with,
He just
feuding
considers those interactions.
Yeah.
Those aren't actually confrontations.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have the ability to walk around normal life with Ross with the amount of times that he's had confrontations with people, like at the grocery store,
anywhere,
wherever.
Literally anywhere.
Has there been a favorite that he's mentioned that you guys have?
I've seen a couple times where he's gotten a confrontation with a listener.
Okay,
and it's usually joke. Like where he's being mad at them as a joke, and then they're
or when he's
along.
hosting at Bull and Bush.
Okay.
He'll get in your ass.
I'm glad you mentioned that. That was the one I was going to say. Is if you are watching him live and somebody starts screwing up the show, you're going to see something fun.
Yeah. But you know what? Like those, because he's on stage with a mic,
do it.
I feel like that's like stand-up comedian, handling a heckler, which we've seen a million times.
Or a person in the front row with their arms crossed, looking mean.
It's when it's at Costco, when there's no mic in his hand, and this is just normal, and then normal people are just
trying to buy fireworks from him.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, we might as well jump into it now, ladies and gentlemen. This is the category Ross's Confrontations.
Ross Confrontations. Catfrontation.
And in my neighborhood, we have a little walkway. You come out the door and you walk a certain way to the cars. The cats have figured out if you shit like right in a certain spot, they can make a step in their shit pretty fucking regularly. And not even me. My other neighbors called the county on the feral cats, and so the guy came out, and the fucking nut job lady that feeds them was out there talking to the guy. So I went and interjected.
Oh, this is a confrontation inside news. Confrontation inside news, guys. Confrontation
what
inside
did you
news.
say?
We've never had this.
I just walked over and I was like, "So you guys you trying to take care of the cats?" And he's like, "Yeah." And
in front of her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, I want to hug you so bad right now.
Oh, my God.
Look at how uncomfortable Tom is. And look how happy I am.
Leave her alone.
No.
She loves him.
Well, at first, so I mean, if you want to make this a full confrontation, at first, I just walk up, I'm ignoring her. I'm just talking to the guy.
You're acting as if she's not
that's
even
even
there.
worse.
You're having a conversation with the guy you came to talk to.
She doesn't even exist as far as I'm concerned. So, I'm just asking the guy, so what's the process, basically? And come to find out in
Chop
Orange...
their heads off?
No, she loves them.
I'd help them out
They're
if that was the fucking
babies.
case. I would be in line to help with the guillotining.
I almost feel like they're better off dead.
Oh,
Listen,
yeah, 'cause they get diseases,
One of my favorite 80s movies.
I've seen it hundreds of times now. What happens is one of these feral cats has a litter of cats.
Yeah.
And then you see the scrawny mom and 6 of the little scrawny pups walking around for a couple days. And then you see the scrawny mom and 4 of the scrawny little pups walking around. And what happened? 2 of them got run over or eaten by a bird or whatever hellish end to their lives. And at the end of the day, 2 of them survive out of the 6 or 8.
Yeah.
And
the cycle repeats itself.
They continue.
Yeah.
So anyway, I go to the guy. I'm like, so what are you guys doing? One of my other neighbors has complained, and he's on the other side of this lady who basically has a feral cat colony in her backyard because she feeds them on the front porch, and that's like 6 or 8 of the cats that wander the neighborhood. But she also takes like a tin tray of puppy chow out to the backyard every day too. And so there's just a colony of them living in a log in her backyard, and they don't even have to ever leave. It's one stop.
The log is cute. You added the log, and I'm like,
a log of cats
in a log. I was like, that's a very
It's like 7
it's like a Christmas card.
It's not a storybook log. It's like a rotten log full of cockroaches and termites, if that helps
They
at
are
all.
hard
Do
ass
any of the
animals.
cats have the inflated, infected eyeball?
Yeah.
They absolutely do. And I think I told you about the one before.
Okay,
Like
with
one
a
time,
stick.
I saw this thing walking down the street, and I was like, it's facing south, so I'm seeing like the.
Oh, so it's Muslim.
I'm seeing the right side of its head.
Oh, wait, no, that's right.
And I'm like, oh my God, what is that giant gash on the side of its head? And then later when I see it coming back out to the north, it's got the same gash on the other side of its head. I'm like, oh, some giant dog just chomped the shit out of
Joker
that
did
cat. And I was just walking around, and you get to watch that slowly heal over 6 to 8 months. That's
But
great.
you know the best thing about cats and dogs? They don't complain. They could have their whole face jokered up. They won't say a word.
So the people on the other side of the, who I'm going to call now Crazy Cat Lady, on the other side of her have complained. And so the county comes out and they put a trap in their yard, and they talk to the lady, and she kind of starts to see reason. She lets them put a trap in her yard too. But the move is they don't put any cats down. There's no kill. When they catch a wild cat, like in my neighbor's yard, the guy will come. He'll come get the trap. They'll take it back to the station, and they'll neuter it. And then they bring it right back to our fucking street and drop it in the street again, right where they fucking found it. And so I'm like, well, that's all well and good.
So you can kill it now.
And if you catch all of them and you do that to all of them, great. That solves that problem in a certain amount of time. But me, where it's like cat shit on my fucking porch every day,
Right.
it doesn't really solve my problem at all, or address my problem at all.
You got to cork his butthole.
And he's like, no, sorry, sir, we can't do anything about that. And I'm like, so I'm like, okay, wait, what if I get a trap and I trap a cat? Can I come drop it off? You guys are like, no. Absolutely not. No member of the citizenry can trap a cat in their own yard and bring it to us. We can't do that. And I was like, really? I was like, you guys used to rent out traps, didn't you? And he's like, yeah, we used to, but there was such an outcry from the community that we had to stop that program. And
come on, guys. What are we doing here?
Listen, they love them.
The only way you can drop a cat off is if you claim it's your cat. If you say, this is my cat, I'm moving to an apartment, I have to abandon it, they'll take that cat.
Well, then you have to lie.
And so, speaking of lying, Crazy Cat Lady starts chiming in, and so I go,
They're my babies.
I go, well, she's really the problem. She's feeding them.
Oh, you said that with her?
Pointing my fucking finger at her.
Oh, my God. Oh, you're looking tough. If you were standing there,
I want Ross. Look, can we do a GoFundMe for Ross to have a body cam?
Would you intervene
for these confrontations?
Would you intervene if you were standing there with Ross while this was happening? Would you go like, hold on, he doesn't mean that. He doesn't mean that.
I barely even count this as a confrontation. This was just like a
Here we go. It's fine.
Would you be like, oh, guys, we can work this out another way?
No,
I'll take the cat.
Would you take the cat?
Well, I'd turn into stone. I'd just freeze and then.
Ross gives the Heimlich.
So his friend was there talking to him, eating a piece of chicken.
Okay.
And he goes, hey, man, you got good fireworks in that tent? And I'm like, yes, sir. We got plenty of fireworks. We got, big stuff for a lot of money.
Thank you for some chicken.
It's like, I got little snaps for $2 or whatever. We got a lot of good fireworks. Okay, whatever. And he's like, all right, I'm going to finish my chicken. I'm going to be right in there. Look at your fireworks, man. Yes, sir. And I walk back into the tent. Couple minutes later, unnamed Pyro Spot employee behind the counter kind of looks up into the parking lot and goes, oh, that dude's dying.
What is happening?
Doesn't move a muscle. Stays
right.
Boy, he's stone cold.
Well, I mean, that is
stays
odd.
completely put. Looks
That
up,
is an
assesses the
odd
situation
thing.
correctly, makes no moves.
A lot of times people don't like to get involved. I almost died at Epcot because nobody helped me when I was choking.
Yeah, I have
I
seen.
had to throw myself over a fence.
I think a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I would think. A lot of people I don't think have been in an emergency
Yes.
situation, and a lot of people
They
don't
freeze.
understand that. Yeah, sometimes you just don't. You don't like immediately go like, oh, what?
It's not computing.
Yeah, it doesn't. Like you may. I don't know. It is very, very odd.
It could have been that. A lot of people who I've told this story to have said they would not engage a homeless guy physically, like whether CPR or whatever, for whatever reason, they just wouldn't do that.
It's disgusting.
So
he said it. He said what he said.
I said that to make our guest laugh. Just because I see him. I
want to get my hands dirty.
I look up and I don't see anything immediately, so I'm like kind of looking at the party like, what the fuck is he talking about? And the guy, Chicken Man, comes around the corner and he is doing the old hands to the throat.
I'm gonna kill you, just like the baby.
And he's going. He's getting full gucks, right? And I'm confused. I don't know. Like, yeah, to speak to you guys are saying, like, I'm confused. So I go get him a water.
What the?
Yeah, I like that. That's a good move.
Is your mouth? Hold on.
What do you do? Hold on. Thirsty. That means thirsty, right? I'm trying to remember. This is more in
that chicken's real dry.
Yeah, this is more.
You know what this guy needs? A tiny paper cone of water.
We'll waterboard him too.
So
you can't go in that porta potty.
I give him the water, and he's like, "Nah." He indicates that's not gonna work. And so he kind of like, we got two little tables up front that are like, I don't know, good for about 15 pounds that we can put some fireworks on if people are checking out, they want extra room or whatever. He kind of staggers over to the table and sets his water and the chicken down, and like he's setting up to do what Sam did. He's about to do the self-Heimlich on this table.
Yeah. I don't even know should I know how to do that?
Yeah, you should.
Because I choke a lot and I don't know how to do the self-Heimlich.
So like the edge of the table, if you just prepare and hit the edge right into your bread basket, it's pretty much the same thing as a Heimlich. But you can do it to yourself if there's nobody else around who's willing to touch you because you're filthy.
Is it just about?
Well, I wasn't filthy.
Knocking
for whatever reason, Sam, or for whatever reason.
It's just all about knocking the air from your lungs.
My name's McCoy, not Heimlich. I don't know how it works.
The Costco calamity.
Don't manhandle my shit.
I can't tell you how many times I've said to somebody like, "Don't put my bread on the bottom," or words to that effect, something like that. But with my wife, like I know she doesn't like it when I engage in cashier interactions.
Yeah.
And so it makes her uncomfortable.
Like the way you said that.
I try to just completely divorce myself from the process while my wife's there. Like,
why put yourself in the scenario?
You fuck up my frozen pizzas, or you God forbid, you ding my aluminum foil corner. I'll fucking fume for the next 6 months while that thing unwinds wrong, but I'm not gonna.
You put a family-sized can of Bush's baked beans on top of my white bread, and it left a dent in it the size of a softball.
A lot of them.
How is that okay? You should have to buy me new bread.
I'm buying a pack of strawberries the size. It's like a quarter-acre size pack of strawberries. They think that plastic box is going to take the fucking weight of the Bush's baked beans on top, but it won't. So. Yeah, my wife's there. I'm trying to keep myself back, right? Now, this man, Jeffrey.
Hold me back.
This man, Jeffrey, starts unloading my cart, and right away, he's a chunker. Like, he picks up, like.
A fat guy.
He picks up a big.
Oh, I thought you meant like he's a chunker.
No. He takes my 12-pack of tuna, for instance, and, like, instead of, like, turning and placing it on the conveyor belt, he just, like, kind of half turns and chunks it behind him. And
we got a chunker.
It lands with, like, an audible on the conveyor belt, right? It was
Jeffrey from Toys R Us, too, which is what made it so bad. That's what made it so bad.
Oh.
So, again, I'm trying. I'm like, it's fine. It's cans of tuna. You'll be all right. He chunks a couple more boxes and items up there. I'm like, just stay back. It'll be fine. Jeffrey don't give a fuck. Jeffrey reaches into the cart. He grabs I think it's a 3 or 4 pack of frozen pizzas. Costco frozen pizzas, right?
Not the pizzas.
He whatever, pizza, you just knock the cheese back on it. It'll melt right back on there. It's fine. It's good to go. He chucks the pizzas. They hit the scoops. There's a crunching noise. There's a noise.
Compromise. Scoops of compromise.
It sounds like DeSantis just sat down in his lizard skin suit, Dan. Like, there's a noise.
You cannot do anything with a half scoop. that is known.
You know what a half scoop is? A half scoop. A half scoop, and I stole this from Jim Colbert. Half scoop are what are affectionately known in the bottom of the tray at any regular cantina restaurant. Fingernails. He calls those fingernails. Nobody wants to eat salsa with fingernails.
Yeah.
And this is Costco, so we're talking like 4 pounds of broken chips. Like, this is going to be like weeks of dealing with crumbs, right? And so I say, well, I forget how this even initiates, but I'm like,
out. You got I do that too. Like, as soon as you saw the scoops get broken, you're like, you black out with anger.
I think I started small, obviously. Like I said something like, "Hey Jeffrey, you hit my chips with the pizza. You're gonna have to be a little more careful than that." And This guy came back like a fucking knight on horseback, dude. Like, he came out acting. He said, no, I didn't. That's how it started.
Oh, he lied.
Because, like, he goes, no, I didn't. And right away, I'm taken aback. Like, it's probably the only thing he could have said that really would have rattled me.
Was this the lady that hit my car?
It probably was, like, the only thing that he could have said that really would rattle me, just challenging my basic reality of the situation. You know, I was like, you chucked the frozen pizza and you hit my scoops, and I heard a crunch, Jeffrey.
This is hilarious.
And he's like,
I heard a crunch, Jeffrey.
You're busting my scoops, Jeff.
I think I know which one's going to win.
All right, shall we? All right, here we go.
And the winner for Best Ross Confrontation is the Costco Calamity.
Oh.
I heard a crunch, Jeffrey.
I'll
never
crunch
forget.
Jeffrey, yeah.
I wonder if Jeffrey.
He thinks about it to this day.
He's remember that dickhead
He'll never
customer?
he'll never toss anyone's Tostitos again.
or does he just, or does he just think about, like, remember that customer that was
I'm sure
a dick
shit
to
like
me?
that happens all the time.
And then
right?
just erase
At
it, right?
Costco. Anytime you work
All
at
the
retail or anything
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that with the public, stuff like that happens every day.
You're right, and so it doesn't stick with you.
It's like the tow truck driver. Remember on the last Friday Freak Show, he was like yelling at me. I didn't yell at him, but he was like being really aggressive towards me. I don't even think we talked about that. But I had this tow truck driver being super aggressive to me, and then I was like, wow, okay, this is how you are. And then I realized that he was probably greeting me with the right amount of energy for most dickheads he gets in, an altercation with.
Or just he's used to people being pissed and being mad at him, so that's how he's greeting the person with their
he's trying to get to he's trying to head it off before you get to it later, sort of a thing. Okay, like parody songs is the next category, but I'm just going to bare my soul to you guys and say that they are, where are we at with parody songs? Because I feel like we're in a weird spot for them right now. Sometimes we have like tons of them. Sometimes we don't. I wrote probably more Weird Job garbage maybe last year. I don't know. Was this year a lot? I did a lot this year. I don't even know.
You did a lot towards the end of the year, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't even know.
The second half.
But they're harder to do now, I feel like.
Are they?
Well, it's just like, I don't know. You do enough of them, and then you're like, I don't know. You're just going like, what am I doing here?
Yeah. Well, they bring a smile to people's faces.
Yeah.
But the key is
chat lights up. They're like, new song, new song.
The key is just to make it short. Make it really short. If you could make it like 35 seconds and be out, that's perfect. No longer than that.
A jingle, if you will.
Yeah, a jingle. Like, don't do the full song. We don't have time for those
talking
anymore.
to you, Jack.
No, that was personal. That was for him.
But sometimes doing the full song does make you laugh after it goes into the third chorus.
Because you're like, oh, still going.
The repetitive does. Yeah.
He's still doing it because you expect it to end.
Annihilating the dead horse, if you will. Sure. Right. Yeah, I get that.
Let's see which the nominees for the best parody song.
All right.
Best parody songs. Where's that booty hole?
Where's that booty hole? Where's that dang-a-lang? We ain't ever worse for legs, cause they ain't ever seen.
Cruising, baby, one more time.
Cruising, baby, one more time. Yeah, I'm a guest on MSC. I'm on a party cruise at TNT.
Leprechaun Baby.
Irish baby, 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 leprechaun baby, 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 leprechaun baby, 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 leprechaun baby, leprechaun baby, baby. Now I've got my overalls on, white stockings on.
Follow me here.
Follow me here, though.
What do you like doing?
Follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me.
And the winner for Best Parody Song is Cruisin' Maybe One More Time.
All right. Speaking of long songs.
I like that.
Yeah, I think Jackal told us that this just wrote itself after a while. Like, he had to keep it going because he's
like, oh, I got another line. That happens sometimes.
It does. You get inspired and you get in there.
I talked to his wife at the Christmas party. She's sick of it.
Yeah, she was a little sick of it. She did tell me that she thought she came in there a couple times and checked on him. Once he got to the second verse, she said, stop. Then he got to the third
He's like,
verse.
I can't stop.
She said, stop. He can't.
Well, it's funny because if you haven't heard someone recording a parody song, which I have a lot with Daniel in the other room, you have to sing it a lot over and over and do the thing. Daniel gets through it faster than most, I feel.
Well, I get sick of it.
But there's a lot of takes and there's a lot of tweaks.
I also get anxiety when you guys are here, so I try to knock them out fast. Because,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's weird to, like, when I used to do it at the radio station, parody songs, you would, like, go and you'd do it in a separate studio, so you'd be away from everybody, and then you'd present, like, sort of like...
The
here's-
finished product.
Yeah, here's
Yeah,
my baby. I've been working on this. Here you go. And that's, like, always better. In here, because we're so small, most of the stuff I do it, like, when you guys aren't here, so it'll
Yeah.
still be a surprise. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't even do that anymore. You know, maybe I should just do it when everybody's here and not care about it, you know?
No, but you're right. Because it's like you want to experience it for the first time, and if we heard the joke and everything, then it's hard to react real or genuine.
That's true.
You know, so I think it's better as a surprise.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. All right, so should we go to the next one here? What do we got? What are we working on?
Oh, best hot takes.
Okay. We started with this category in 2022, the hot take.
What is even really considered a hot take?
You asked that question in 2022?
Oh, okay, we just doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But
I feel like it's an unpopular opinion. It's another way to say unpopular opinion.
Okay, because
right?
I know in like sports, and I equate it to sports because it's the only thing I listen to. But like people do hot takes, I feel like they don't even really believe it. They are just saying it because they know that it's a hot take.
It'll get people hot.
Yeah. Or
that was Ed Till, like the first.
It's different than the norm of what everybody else is saying.
That is exactly what Ed Till.
So an unpopular opinion,
or like a contrarian.
Yeah.
Right? A contrarian.
Yeah. Like you know,
it could still be popular, but it's just different than whatever all the other media people are saying.
Yeah,
at the
see,
time.
Ed, when I worked for Ed Till, what he would do is he would take like whatever the. Okay, so if the story was, and I got pretty good at writing these, but if the story was like, oh my God, Casey Anthony's such a horrible mother or whatever, right? He would try to find a way to be on Casey's side.
Like hot takes,
and it
she wasn't
becomes
that bad.
It becomes kind of gross. Like it becomes like where you're not even doing really radio anymore.
It's shock jockey.
It becomes you come in and then I would sit down with Ed, and the way we would brainstorm wasn't like, hey, let's just talk and have fun. It was more like, how can I make people mad,
like get under people's skin.
Yeah. And that's a whole different type of broadcasting, but people still do it.
Yeah.
You find it a lot, majority, and this isn't a shot or anything, this is just facts. You find it a lot in the conservative radio space. There's a lot of it. And it works really, really well to the tune of billions of dollars. It's you know, it's still a thing.
I like
sports and conservative radio make billions on just taking unpopular things and yelling it at you and then infuriating you, right? So you'll continue to hate listen.
Yep.
You know, like who's the guy that everybody is it Skip Bayless?
Yeah, he does it all the time.
He does it all the time.
That's his career.
Yeah,
and then he just memes of his quotes that circulate.
Have you seen the commercial where he makes fun of it, where he's at the funeral? And he starts railing about how like his fantasy and how his quarterback is like, and he's leaning into the fact that he knows he does it.
Yeah. Well, then it becomes where it's like, well, this is not even real,
right?
But then it's entertainment, because I do this too, where I'll say something as a joke and then talk myself or explain, but I don't really even believe it or care,
right?
You know,
it's
like
just
I'm like,
a thing.
Yeah, that's part of a hot take, sure.
Yeah, where you just
you're pretty good at it actually.
It's funny to take a side and then start arguing why you really believe it, but it's
even
totally absurd.
Yeah.
You know,
kind of fun. But it's a skill too. If you can do it, it'll aid you in life.
But you could actually talk yourself into it.
That's really dangerous.
I am.
You're like, wait a minute, do I actually believe this? Yeah.
I'm a god. All right, so check these guys out. I can't even talk today. Here our hot tag.
Hot takes. Celebrity food judges are not qualified.
I'm judging a barbecue contest over a barbecue rib contest at 1010 Brewing tomorrow.
Nice. I love 1010. Mike's awesome.
Yeah, so good. They're doing their amateurish rib cook-off.
Now, let's talk about this for a second, because I'm extremely opinionated about ribs.
You're bringing up and you're showing an example of a point that I wanted to make, which we always say is when they do these contests, when it comes to food, ribs, chili, all this stuff, the judges are always some local influencer, celebrity, radio personality. And
I've done chili cook-offs before, but that's about as high as I got.
And I always feel bad because I've been involved with these before, where the people that are competing really take it seriously, and they've been cooking and doing barbecue ribs the 30 years, insane amount of time. And they put their heart and soul into it, and they do the best they can because they want to win.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's local restaurants, mom and pops, that their golden spoon that they're going to win, they hang up, and it means a big deal.
It means a lot. We'll put it right next to our news journal.
And you're saying I'm not accredited? I'm not accredited critic?
The judges.
Wow, we invited this guy in, and you're just going to shit on him?
Shit on my opinion and my learnedness?
Does that nothing to do with Brendan? I'm just saying.
I don't know what kind of meat I like in my mouth. You're telling me?
He brought it up, and he's going to be judging this. It's not about him.
I'll just say, when I show up to these things, it's like I don't even know what the hell is going on.
Well, yeah, you eat the same shit every day.
No, but
I don't even know if you have taste.
I don't even know your favorite food anymore, dude, because you have eliminated all fun.
Okra.
There was a time when
okra.
There was a time when he used to ride out to Bubbaloo's or something with me. We would get big old pulled pork
and
sandwiches.
He hated
We're
it.
eating and drinking beer. Now I don't even know what you eat. It's Quest bars.
I can't eat that anymore. That's how I got big. Anyway,
But you got that Adderall to fight it now. It's fine.
You don't have to eat it all the time. Just every once in a while.
You could eat right through
What
it.
is your
Big Tim
favorite
takes that roll.
He's lost a lot of weight.
You could eat through it.
Get rid of scare zones.
Here's a hot take.
Yeah.
This is my problem with scare zones.
Mm-hmm.
Not a house. It's just a zone. I didn't pay for zones.
Yeah.
Paid for houses. Paid for rides.
Yeah, because there's not really a story. There's a story for the zone, but there's no way you can know it unless you're really paying attention.
What you're doing is you're trying to maximize my value by giving me 1,000 zones and 6 houses.
Mm-hmm.
How about you just give me 20 houses and get rid of the zones?
Yeah. The zones are just there.
It's fluff. It's added value. Yeah. It's like when you buy a radio ad and you buy 6 60s or whatever for the month, and it's like $8,000, and they're like, we'll give you an extra unlimited 1 million 5-second adlets. And it's like, I know you're giving me all of that because it's worthless. It's meaningless.
Yeah. It's baby powder and cocaine.
Thank you.
No excuse for hitting women is sexist.
Also, follow me here and mark this down for...
Is this the first follow me of the year?
Mark this down for hot take of 2023.
We're doing a lot of hot takes today.
God.
I feel like making the statement that it is never, in any circumstance, no matter what, ever appropriate to hit a woman, and just by saying a woman, I feel is sexist.
Yeah, it makes it sound like they're not women that could beat me up.
Yeah,
I have to defend myself as a little person.
Sam could beat you up.
Oh my gosh, she wants to. I see it in her eyes every day.
So I feel like that's insinuating that all women can't defend themselves. Or
Sam is strong too.
Or
coming back from
are little dainty and then all weak. Like that's not the case.
Ronda Rousey could twist me up and break my legs off.
Name any UFC fighter.
Oh, Felicia would hurt me good.
Name, lots of different women are bigger than me and more stronger. But Felicia has beat me up. I have hit Felicia in the face in a fight.
It's true.
And in that circumstance, no one said anything because we were fighting at a
People were saying things.
What were they saying?
God, get him!
She beat me up. She beat me up. 2 black eyes, bloody nose, beat me senseless.
Italian Christmas sucks.
Is this the place for hot takes?
Sure.
Okay, I am tired of my Italian friends going, ain't nothing like an Italian Christmas. I gotta tell you, ain't nothing like an Italian Christmas. You ain't never lived. You had lasagna and the meatballs. Oh, man, like, shut up. Nobody cares.
Like, also,
we did that one year.
Nobody cares about your stupid Italian Christmas. It's not better. It's not better than regular Christmas. It's just the same old Christmas with sauce, you idiot.
I've been to an Italian restaurant. Like, I know what Italian food is. Like, you're eating Italian food for Christmas.
Jay Cord in the chat room, we do Italian Christmas. Yeah, well, don't tell people it's better than other Christmas because it's not. You're lying if you tell people that.
All right, let's see who the winner for best hot take is.
I don't know who's going to win this one. Honestly, don't.
And the winner for best hot take is No excuse for hitting women is sexist.
It was great to get Dan Stone to just say that. I love giving Dan our list of hot takes just so he has to yell crazy things into his expensive microphone.
Here's an example of something that I did talk myself into, and I still believe that there can be an excuse to hitting anybody. And I feel like I like those things when you say something that seems that shouldn't be right.
Yeah.
But then
when you dial it down, you're like, he's right.
Well, if you analyze it,
Yeah.
of course, there is an excuse to hitting any person, even a baby.
Without a doubt.
If you could, it'd be hard to find that excuse.
The baby one's hard.
Yeah.
But I'm sure
The
there's one
baby's
out
pointing a gun at you.
Yeah.
That's an advanced baby.
Yeah.
That's an advanced baby.
Yeah.
Look, I had no choice.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, it would be like that teacher, right? That lady, this is a
Well,
terrible
she got
story.
shot.
She did get shot,
She
but
didn't hit that baby.
if we normalized punching children, maybe she could have defended
That's right.
herself, right? She would have been like, "It's a gun, punch him right in the
I'm
cock."
sorry, I'd punch a kid if he was pointing
I'm sorry,
a
that
gun
was
at
it.
you.
I don't even know why. I don't even know why I brought that up. I should be fired for bringing that up.
No, it's fine. Next category is I see what this is.
Which one is this one? I'm lost on my papers.
Tom's
here.
a robot. So
where is it? Where's the Tom's a robot one?
Oh, am I wrong?
It's right after hot takes. No, you're right.
No, you're right, but I just don't have it on my paper.
It's on the back.
I got
front
it.
and back.
I got it. Best example of Tom being a robot.
So, and I understand, like, you know.
I don't think you're a robot at all.
You ask a lot of questions about human behavior and emotion, and I think that might be why people are calling you a robot.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Because it seems as if you don't understand common human mannerisms.
Okay. When you put it like that.
It's like talking to
Why do you guys like that? Why do you like fun?
Yeah.
What is it?
And when I am
Or
genuinely...
do people really like that?
I'm actually curious, though. It's but that makes it worse.
Yeah, that's why we think you're actually a robot.
Well, no, sometimes we give you the solution, or not the solution, rather, because
explanation.
We'll just say, like, well, we think it's like, you know, column A and B. Here are two reasons why we think people like that. And you'll be like,
it doesn't compute.
I don't know. I don't like those two reasons aren't good enough. I don't think those are the real reasons. And we're like, well, those are the only two we can think of. And then you're like, well, what do we do now? And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, we're
doesn't count.
Yeah.
Listen, I was born this way, and my son Tommy was born that way, and
little Lady Gaga,
because he says the same things to Max that I say to you
what
guys.
Does Max say? So I was like, oh my god.
No, he like you guys. He doesn't understand why he's saying it.
Why don't you understand this?
Yeah, he's like, we're all like this. Then Tommy's like, well, why are you acting like this? There's no reason for it.
You don't need to do that.
Why are you so mad about this little thing?
Yeah, you don't need to be mad.
You're like, and so, and I see, like, he's genuinely confused by it,
bewildered.
And so I'm like, oh, what is that? That
is interesting.
Well, why were we born this way?
I think we got a decent list of these. Let's jump into the best example of Tom being a robot.
Best example of Tom being a robot. All my feelings are fake.
Cool people can do goofy shit if they plan it.
Yeah.
But if it catches you by surprise, then it's hard to plan. But that what makes it more funny when it almost blows your wig off.
But she
and then
handled it.
If you get pissed, it's not cool.
No,
like, it's not a cool
it
way.
ruins it. I've gotten pissed before, and people have done stuff to me. I'm like, fuck you. You know, you can't do that. You can't do that. You got to be like, you got me.
Yeah, but it's hard. But you're actually
good
in
about
pain.
that, though. You're good about that. If people pull one over on you or did something, you know, like, I bring out the thing, and the bucket falls on you, and be like, you got me.
Wait.
I'm not. I'm like, fuck you guys. What the fuck are you doing? I'll be like, who set this up? Who set this up? Right? Am I right?
Yeah. You'll start. Yeah.
I'll be like, who did this? Like, we were.
It makes it all awkward.
Yeah,
everybody's
and
quiet.
everybody's quiet. They're like, well, we thought you thought like what? You thought I'd like it? Who said that? Who said that? Come to the front. Come to the front. Why'd you do that? Why the fuck did you do that?
I'm about to say it's the Tom.
What's wrong with you? Why would you do that? Why would you dump a bucket of water on me? I came here, do a live podcast. Don't walk away from me. Don't walk. Right? I would do that.
It's the Tom Cruise.
I would do that to him. And you wouldn't do that to him. There's the difference.
No. I just laugh it off. I'll hug her, but I'll be mad the whole time.
Would you, though? Are you really mad? Because I feel like...
Yeah, all my feelings are fake.
I might have to write that one down.
So what, you have real feelings?
Are you scratching your ball sack right in front of me?
He was doing like this. He was scratching his balls like a monkey. He's like...
Fun.
So I had no problem like going by myself. And
Did you have a good time?
I had a great
She
time.
told me she had an awesome time. In fact, she even said like she was happy that I didn't go because I didn't like complain.
Right. If Daniel, so Daniel's already
You can be
said.
honest. Be totally honest. Be brutal. You can be as brutal as you want.
How do you know if you're having a good time?
That is the oddest question.
It is so
It's
weird.
such a weird thing to say.
He is so weird. Because
Yeah.
when was the last time you got to do what you wanted? That your
Here's a
kid-
weird mental illness. It and I know this is a genetic thing because Tommy has the damn same thing.
I don't want to do nothing.
No, it's not that. Well, that, but also it's like, what do you want to do? Like, I like it better when I'm doing something other people want to do. Like, if you give me
God,
the
you
option.
have no personality.
I was that
He doesn't even know when he's having fun.
That is
because he has to have other people tell you.
When you said that one, because I'm such an emotional person, when you said, how do you know when you're having fun? About like looking around, you have to look at other people to realize that you're having fun. That's a bit of a bummer, dude.
So like, you're taking it the wrong way.
Bummer,
no,
man.
you're taking it as if I'm sad. I'm not sad. You know, like,
Yeah, but just the
No, we're
ability.
not taking it that you're sad. We're saying that is sad.
That's a concept. Wait, so this weekend on the camping trip, you won't know that you're having fun until you look around and see all of your friends and
Having
the kids
fun,
playing,
like jumping around
and then
and
you'll be
the
like, okay,
fire
it's
and-
good.
Yes.
Tom can't hum.
This is the game Humdinger. So you're gonna have to hum. You're gonna have to hum this song.
Okay.
That's in your thing.
I got it.
And you get a point if someone guesses it, and if you guess it, you get a point. So it's a chance for
All right. Double points
Yeah, double
possible?
points. But when you hum, no doo-doos, no da-das, only
Tom, you want to do your humming
Yeah, go
of
ahead.
your
Okay.
song?
This
Hums
is
only.
Humdinger. Hums only.
Why does it look like you're in pain? You can breathe while you hum.
He can't hum. He can't skip. I don't think he can hum.
You get it?
You sounded like you were coughing. You're like, you're like,
sounded like you were choking.
No,
I
he sounded
couldn't-
like a person trapped in the trunk of a mobster. He's like,
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Let me.
put some tone on it, man.
Well, there's no tone in the hum.
You go.
There's got to be tone in a hum.
Is that the Nickelodeon
He
theme
looks
song?
like a baby bird going.
Is that the?
You got this.
So
Come on.
obvious. Hold on. God. Shut up, Drew. Don't make me laugh. Hold on.
He's spitting everywhere.
Just close your eyes and do it.
He can't hum.
He can't get to the end. I don't know what it is.
I don't think he can hum.
I can't change my pitch in the hum.
Yeah, you're just going. You sound like an old K car. You sound like my dad's old Chrysler K car.
Hold on. Hold on. Damn it!
Why can't you just hum? It sounds. You know what he sounds like he's doing? The Nickelodeon song. Go.
I thought he was doing Mario.
No, Mario. Yeah, hold
What the
on.
hell are you doing?
Please
Hold
don't
on,
yell
I got
mad
it.
at us.
Hold
Please
on.
don't yell at our producer because she's
Hold on.
correcting your weirdness. Your eyes are sweating. Right under your eyes is
I
sweating.
was hoping he'd get this one.
He's trying so hard. Adele.
He's nailing it. He's got
He
it.
is not nailing it because nobody knows what the hell
You're
it is.
I felt like you're destroying your
Is
voice.
this the chorus?
All right. You want to find out? Anybody got a guess? You got a favorite one, Sam?
Well, just from the reaction on the BDM page, I probably know who's going to win this.
All right, let's see. Here we go.
And the winner for best example of Tom being a robot is Tom Can't Hum.
People thought I was faking that.
They did.
Yeah, they
I
thought.
kind of did at first. I'm not gonna lie because
Yeah.
I was like, that seems like an like I know some people can't whistle, some people can't snap.
I can't snap.
You can't skip, which I'm like, okay, well, because then there was the whole TikTok challenge of a lot of people could not skip or couldn't remember how to skip. But I was like, humming it might be one of the most basic things that I feel like everyone should be able to. Even deaf people can hum.
I
You just like, that's it. I mean, it's literally
yeah.
that simple. It's a,
well, humming a song so someone can understand or guess what song
But
you're
you were
humming.
like scream humming, which I didn't even know was possible.
yeah, it's a weird.
He was
you-
mad humming.
Yeah, it's like you're trapped in a trunk.
Give me a song. I'm going to try to do it.
Okay, I like this.
Okay.
Give him,
It's
let
got to
him
be a
cake.
song he knows.
Let him eat cake. They're going to want that. Let's think of one of your favorite songs. Do Linoleum by NoFX.
That one's going to be hard, right?
That one might be a little hard. How about Happy Birthday? Just something you know.
Sure.
That's pretty good. It's the eyes.
He's got to
He got
express through his
Hummer's eyes.
face.
You've got Hummer's eyes.
That's how
You're pushing it out.
to push it out.
Are you also holding your breath while you're doing it?
Can you lightly hum?
I
Or you
can't
only
breathe
have
and
one
hum at
speed?
the same time. You guys can do that?
No.
You do breathe with your mouth
No.
open, so that makes sense.
I don't think you can hum and breathe at the same. No, you can't.
Wait, I'm breathing through the biggest hole.
You can't breathe and hum at the same time, or can you?
I can breathe out, I guess, through my nose.
Aren't there like musicians that have
Tenacious D can.
circular breathing?
Yeah,
or whatever?
yeah.
Like they could play the trumpet.
Trumpet players
and
can
then,
do it.
and play a
Didn't
note.
you play the trumpet?
Nah, neither good.
I played the trumpet and not the good. I think that those people, that's like a higher level. That's like upper
Yeah,
level.
yeah.
And
You got to train yourself to do
Even
that.
then, I think it's a party trick. I don't think those guys do it all the time. It's just like, hey,
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
keep one note going for, like 2 minutes or something. Where are we at on this? We did the robot one, right?
Yeah.
We did.
Sorry.
Next up, best old man story.
Yeah, this is right along the lines of best interview, but it's with our older.
This has been our year, 2023.
We had a lot of interviews.
Tom and Dan, the year of the old man.
It
There's
was.
there's year of the rat, there's year of the dragon.
Thanks to our buddy Bill.
Bill provided us with top quality old men, and I'm just going to let you guys know that in 2024, double the old men.
The older, the better.
Yeah, we're having twice as many old men in
Or should we
2024.
do young men? Like real
Young men?
Yeah, real
the
young.
youngest
Boys?
of men. Boys.
Yeah, like all boys.
2024 is boys. We gave you old... Last year, they gave you old men. This year, they give you boys. It's Tom and Dan. Boys Live.
Boys to men.
The problem with boys are they're very uninteresting.
Yeah, they are. They're very boring.
Have you ever talked to a little boy?
Nothing there.
Yeah, they have
Nothing
their
there.
stories.
They lie a lot.
Their stories
They
are
lie
shit.
a lot.
God damn.
They don't have any. Never had anything interesting happen to them.
Yeah,
they're too
but
young.
old men. Now, old men, they have a collection of tales
man.
and
Yeah,
different things that's happened to them. Do you guys
They're
have
all the same three. But
How many? Do you guys have a number of how many? Do you know off the top of your head how many old men we interviewed this year?
Oh, God.
I do. I know.
do
I
not.
counted it.
No, you've counted them all.
68 old men.
I was
this
going to
year.
say 50, yeah.
Well, some of those count. I counted myself in there, and Jim Colbert, and Jack Bradshaw.
Okay.
Like, there's some some people that we know. Kenny the pervert's in there.
I know-
Kenny the old pervert.
I know people like I've heard this like at the BDM Christmas party. Another old man was telling me
A lot of old men at that
they're
party.
like, quit calling yourself old. You're young
Yeah.
comparative to me.
Compared to me, yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm like, everyone's young compared to you. And then we laughed and laughed, and as I accidentally insulted him, but I like to look at how I thought of old men when I was 20.
Right.
Which is what I would consider myself an old man
Yeah.
if I was 20 years old. 42
Yeah.
was old when I was 20.
Yeah.
And I know, like, it's stupid.
I honestly didn't think I'd live past 42.
Yeah, like, yeah.
So 47 for me is like, I'm like literally a borrowed time right now.
Yeah, when I was in my 20s, everybody in their 40s. Now, of course, I don't think that way,
Yeah.
but it's funnier
Yeah, the
to still
perception,
think that
yeah.
way, because there are, guess what? All 20-year-olds think people in their 40s are old.
Yeah.
I
That's
wonder
the
if, though, if
reality.
that perception will change, and I think it will because everything is changing. Just like I didn't think that kids would ever not want to drive, and here they are. Like I have friends that have kids that are 16, 17, even 18 going off to college and don't have a permit because it's just not as popular. So like things change that I don't like. Something will change. I'm just interested to see it.
I know this is stupid to believe because it's never been this way, but I do think that things will become more. Everybody will like age won't be a huge
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Like a generational gap.
generational
Yeah.
gaps are.
It's already been kind of closing, I feel like.
Well, because I feel like the generational gap between the people who grew up with no internet and the people that grew up only knowing the internet,
It's pretty drastic.
is drastic.
Yeah,
because
it
my
is.
life pre-internet was so different than
life.
everybody.
Yeah.
So that makes you old
And those
because
people
of
are
the
dying
generation
out.
gap. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so everybody born after the internet was a reality, I feel like we're going to have more in common than the people like pre and post internet.
Just based on connection. I think you're right.
Yeah. So like our kids, once they're our age,
you're more plugged in to society.
We'll have more in common with 20-year-olds when they're 40 than we did with 20-year-olds now.
Because regardless of whether it's healthy or not, society's plugged into social media. Yeah. Younger people are plugged into social media, and we are now. So the internet is that equalizer.
Yes, but algorithms are all different.
That's true.
Because like I was at Disney the other day, and there was a girl in line who was probably like, I don't know, 12, 13, and a guy she was standing with had on a Mariah Carey shirt, and she had no idea who it was.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But that's more about Mariah's age, less about the internet, right? Because like Mariah it'd be like...
But like Mariah still comes up on my algorithm, but it probably doesn't come up on theirs.
So that's based on your age. Interesting.
Well,
yeah.
And I'm like...
So in certain ways, yes, there's that connectivity, and they could, if they wanted to, learn anything they wanted on the internet, but will they? Or will they just stick with their algorithm?
Yeah, and I'm more talking about like, in our generational gap with talking to our grandparents, they were talking about fighting in wars and shit. And you talk to your great-grandfather or grandfather, and then he got off a boat with guns and fighting people when he was 17, stuff that you can't even comprehend.
But then stuff that started happening in our generation, school shootings started happening all the time, mass shootings in general, that didn't happen back in the day.
You know what?
These things change over time. It'll be small little things or big things. We don't know what's going to happen with the internet. They're talking about drafting women now in a draft. Like, things are changing.
I said in 2024 we were going to do little boys, but we're not.
Uh-oh.
I think I'm going to ask Andrea's granddad, who's going to turn 101, maybe if he'll sit down with us and talk.
That'd be a great interview.
Would you guys be cool with that?
100%.
Like he listens to ACT. He doesn't listen to any of the filthy stuff we do. And he really likes me. Like, he and I are like real tight. Like, when we have holidays, it's just me and him hanging out. I'll ask him if he'll come in here.
Yeah.
He does have a strange perspective because he's really into computers and he uses his phone like a madman.
Yeah.
So he's kept up.
So he is kept up. So he would be the guy.
But he could also tell us about what it was like back in the day.
He'll be turning 101. But anyway, we have to do our best old man. I think I know who's going to win this one. Here we go.
Best old man story. Jack Douglas meeting Jimi Hendrix.
So I asked the guy at A&R Studios if he'd give me a job anywhere. And he said no, because I was like a threat to audio, because what I had put him through to mix that record.
Right.
So he sent me down to a studio that was probably, one that they would be dealing with. And so it was Record Plant. It was just being rebuilt. And I went down there in the summer of '69, and my first gig was as a janitor, but that didn't last long because they had to have a union janitor in that building. So I became a general worker, and the very first project that I worked on, which was just delivering tapes from the truck to different rooms that overdubs were going to be done on, was Woodstock, the Woodstock Festival. And when I met Jimi Hendrix, I realized I was probably in the right place.
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of...
Reddy offered you a joint, and then you knew you made it, right?
Yeah, he handed me a joint, and I realized that if I did that, I would be wasted for the rest of the day. So I didn't.
You passed.
I also like...
You passed on it. I would have hit it just for the story.
Yeah, but I mean, like...
Well, you didn't know at the time that Jimi Hendrix would be Jimi Hendrix,
And Jack, how old were you? How old were you when you met Jimi Hendrix? When all this is happening, how old are you?
22.
Wow. Can you imagine meeting Jimi Hendrix at 22? He hands you a joint, and then you have to say no, thank you, because you finding your dream job.
Yeah, you're working.
So you don't want to screw it up.
Yeah.
That's right. He came out of it was so psychedelic. He came out of like a fog of smoke.
Jim Cummings and characters.
Have you always wanted to be a voice artist? Is this what you set out to do as a young man?
Well, not always. But when I was 5 years old, that's when I knew. So those first 4 or 5 years, they were a little iffy.
Yeah.
But one day, this true story. I was sitting there with my dad. We were watching the Jack Benny program, and there was a guy on there named Mel Blanc. And my dad, and he was doing this famous bit about, so tell me, what is your name? C. And do you blah, blah, blah. Anyway, everything was all, the answers were all C, Psi, so. And he said, he's the guy who does Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck and Tasmanian Devil. Yeah. And I thought, at the tender age of 5, I said to myself, well, he doesn't have to stand in the corner for being a weirdo, I'll bet. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I did.
Oh, man.
And now I don't have to stand in the corner.
It's truly a dream job of mine. And, like, do you remember, and I think you have a story about this, but do you remember your first audition?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I do. I mean, it was for Dumbo Circus. And I went all out. I made a whole audition tape, and I did like 3 or 4 characters on there because I wanted to be the whole cast. I thought for sure I was going to be QT, the big ape, but I didn't get that job. But I got Lionel the Lion, and it was my first job. And it was great because they did, I want to say we did like 120 episodes or 100. I can't even remember, but it took a year and a half to get through them, and by that time I had an agent, and I was working in other things, a lot of radio spots, a lot of TV spots, and then bit by bit, the animation started rolling in, and I timed out perfectly because I was there for the Disney afternoon, and I was in literally every single show. Yeah, well, the fact is I was Darkwing, and I was also Negaduck, and Negaduck, it was kind of easy. They just basically said it's Darkwing as an evil bad guy, so I just lowered his voice and made it more gravelly, that type of thing, right? So and
that's crazy.
And it was. It's kind of not a no-brainer, but it was that simplified it.
Winnie the Pooh's up there with like Mickey. Like that is a big. Oh yeah. That is a cultural icon, right? So is it scary to do that?
Yeah, I never thought of it that way, but now it is.
Now you scared him.
Ruined it for me.
I'm an anxiety guy.
No, but as long as I've got a smackerel of honey, it shall be just fine.
Oh, smackerel.
Wow.
I have chill bumps right now.
Peter Funt and the Airplane Hijacker.
Peter, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I mean, honestly, we could talk to you all day long about your life. It's super interesting.
We didn't even get into the time. Weren't you on a plane that was hijacked?
That was my dad. 1969, before they had much security. He was flying from New York to Miami. Halfway to Miami, a guy pulled a knife and took the flight attendant with the knife to her neck and went up into the cockpit. And the pilot soon announced, there's a guy here who wants to go to Cuba, and I think we'll do what he says. And the flight went to Cuba. Now, everyone on the flight was absolutely panic-stricken and saying their prayers and everything you'd expect, until one person sitting up front, fairly close to my father, recognized him and stood up and said, "Hey, everybody, no worries. This is a big joke for Candid Camera. That's Alan Funt." And
oh, my God.
People started cheering, and everybody was
the guy's got the knife.
And they were making so much noise that the hijacker came out of the cockpit to see what the hell is going on, and they gave him a big round of applause.
What the hell? Oh, my God. Could you imagine?
And the winner for Best Old Man Story is Peter Funt and the Airplane Hijacker.
Well deserved.
That was a good story.
And
did Sam find that?
That happened at the end.
Or did you find
interview.
that? Did you find that?
I think Sam heard it on another interview, and that we brought up, and how it was so crazy that people on the plane thought that a real hijacker was a goddamn Candid Camera prank, and people started clapping and laughing, and the hijacker's there with a knife. Also, a different time of hijacking where if there was a hijacker, like all the people, I think, assumed that this person just wanted to go somewhere or whatever, or just wanted ransom money, and they'd all be fine. It was
right.
Like 9/11 changed that, where it's like a hijacker, like
they're taking this plane down.
If I don't attack this person, like it's him or me.
Yeah.
And that was the point in time where all of society changed with hijackers.
We have ratcheted up what the level of fear, because you're right. There was a time, I feel like, where where a natural person, if you saw a guy up there and you see him yelling and then you're like, oh, he's taking over the cockpit, where you're like, well, he ain't going to kill us all. He wants to live.
Right.
He's not that dumb. He just wants the money. We'll be fine.
Yeah. Where it was all about the money. It used to be, and then it became more. I was
then people went crazy.
Anyway. Next up, we have worst Seth story.
Now, I know that, this might be a hot take, but I know people that think every Seth story is the worst Seth story.
It's hard to gauge,
It is. Just something as simple as Seth, there's a clip that plays, but if you don't watch the stream, and I know a lot of you don't, but if you do watch the stream, there's a bunch of these great videos that our very good friend Melissa makes for us, and we pay her to do this. She's so talented, and if you have any videos that you need done, you should hire her. I'll just put that out there. She's amazing. But she did a video about Seth talking about when he goes to the beach, he'll just sit in the sand, and then he'll just piss himself in the sand.
Right.
And it just randomly plays, almost every day. It'll play, at least once. And the number of people that are completely disgusted by that and think that's horrifying, almost every story Seth has told has triggered somebody or walked somebody, to put it in, comic talk.
You know what made me proud is that, Seth is polarizing, and he's always been polarizing with our listeners. But through the time when he first started, it was way worse, obviously. And then it went through a lot, and then after, this last time when we gave Seth his gift, his baby tampon car, and then we posted, and Melissa, posted the social media about it. All the comments were you know what? This is not, I like Seth.
So much love,
and I like the fact that over the years that our listeners have grown to actually accept him and not hate him so much. Because
he shares a lot of great. I personally think some of those drunken Hummer stories are some of the greatest. There are parts there are things that he said that I can't breathe. I'm laughing so hard. And he shares more than almost anybody on the show.
Well, it's rare that you find someone that is open to the fact that you're sharing something that would cause people not to like you or to make you look bad.
And he's really a hypochondriac. Some people ask me if that's a gimmick for the show. Trust me, it is not.
No.
In fact, I'll just double down and tell you guys it's worse than you think it is.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't you agree with that?
If you actually saw it for real, it'd make his head move. You'd be like, he's going to the heart doctor
and trust
again?
Me, that's coming from Tom. That's Tom saying it, not me. It is.
Another MRI? You're like, come on. It becomes an addict.
He's the only person in our lexicon here, in our zone, right, that has ever missed the show perfectly healthy.
Oh, yeah.
He's missed our show because healthier than all of us combined. Because he's like, I got to do an MRI because I woke up, I had some blood in my ear.
Yeah. If you wrote down how many times he went to the doctor, how many tests he's got, how many MRIs, how many x-rays, how many medications, all this stuff.
God, how much money did he spend on medical stuff a year?
Thousands.
So I'm 50.
Tens of thousands.
It's gotta
at least.
be.
It could be
because he also has independent insurance. You know what I mean? Because he owns his own business.
And
I'd say in the last 3 years he spent $100K at least.
And there's never been anything wrong with him ever.
No.
Right.
No. Nothing. Not even anything.
Yeah.
Completely healthy.
And I'll say that I went back and for some certain stuff we're doing for the show, I'm pulling pictures and stuff, and I'm looking at pictures of him. He also now looks better than he's in the best physical shape he has ever looked. So crazy. You want to do the winner here?
Yeah, let's see.
Here we go. I don't know which one's going to win on this one. We'll see.
And the winner for worst Seth story is...
Oh, wait, did we play them all?
No, we did. We forgot.
We got to play them? Well, then we'll play them here then.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll play. See, I didn't play it yet, so nobody knows. So we'll play them.
Let's see the worst Seth stories.
Worst Seth stories. Punching a 12-year-old.
So I'm in charge of middle schoolers, basically. I think there was one high schooler in there, but they're all basically...
It's not the tumor.
Okay, yeah.
They're all basically 10 to 12-ish.
Yeah.
One kid was 13, I think.
Yeah.
So we're doing a drill where the one person has to like come in for the attack, like they have to feint and actually like come in for the attack, and we have to like react as fast as
I'm
we
good
can
at feinting.
and throw like a reverse punch, Gyakuzuki it's called, to like to the face.
And now these are kids.
These are
12-year-olds.
These are 12-year-old kids. And I'm the one that I'm one of the bigger guys there.
So you're the sensei. You got to give him the Yakuzuki.
Sensei Yakuzuki.
And then so everyone's fine. Every other sensei does great. And when I'm at my dojo,
everything's fine, perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine. Very
And
good.
is this for like a training purpose?
Just a training purpose, just to get everyone just on.
Everybody, like you go there and you just rip out a couple Yakuzukis.
Yakuzukis.
Yaku?
Gyaku.
Gyaku.
G-Y-A. Gyaku. K-U. Gyaku.
Gyaku.
Gyakuzuki.
Gyakuzuki.
Zuki. So the first couple of kids came in on me, like I'm showing it first. So I'm like, okay, I'm kind of telling them kids what to do. Like, you guys are to come in. I'm going to stop, because in point karate fighting, head punches are, you have to just brush the skin. If there's any head movement at all from the other person, like if it jolts back at all, it's a warning. Okay. You can hit to the stomach with some force, like you can hit and make some noise and some thud, and it's okay to hit a little bit hard from neck down, from lower neck down.
Right. But they don't want people
no head
each other
contact.
in the head.
No head contact. It's just touch. You have to show extreme focus and kime, it's called, or just the
K-Fab.
Yeah, it's a Japanese term.
Secret handshake. Yeah, K-Fab.
And anyway,
Jake the steak.
Okay, I'm going off too far on this. Anyway, one kid comes in.
Yakuzuki.
Boom, perfect. Good. I'm like, all right, ready? Ikea. He comes in. Boom. I throw the punch and it's fine. Third kid comes in. He lunges in a little too far. I try to pull my punch back as he's coming in full speed on me.
You go full Yakuzuki.
I go full Yakuzuki. So the padding. And I am ki-ing after each punch. I am going. So I'm going. That's my ki.
Wow.
So that's what I'm doing.
Is that what you thrust in bed? Is that terrifying?
Did anybody at the karate conference think to themselves hey, let's not get the guy who punched out
Kenny Powers just killed a kid.
This guy beat Kimbo Slice. Maybe he doesn't have the self-control to be not hitting.
You don't get Bam Margera to read to my daughter in first grade, it's not his job. It's not his job.
I'm usually really good with the foot. I've done this a million times.
What happened to your kids?
I don't know what it was. I think it was just a different atmosphere, and the kid just came in a little hard.
Blaming the kid.
I'm not blaming him. But
should you have had more control?
Of course I should.
You have a tendency to beat up minorities.
But I did stop. I do have. When I'm sparring in the dojo,
could you not help yourself?
Did you see him?
You have a flashback. It's
some dogs just attack people.
Some Vietnam veteran where they hear an explosion, they hit the deck.
Did the kid have a big beard like yours?
Puking on someone's nachos.
So that was our stop. No matter what, every weekend we were out downtown partying. We'd drive back in my Hummer, stop at Beto's.
God, I love that you have a Hummer. It just makes the story so much better. It really does, right? There's a guy in my neighborhood that just bought a yellow Hummer. The classic yellow.
Still sell them?
The old ones?
No, it's not a new one. He bought a cherry. Just what you wanted to do. Remember when you wanted to buy your old Hummer?
Yeah.
This guy bought a cherry. It looks brand new, but it's not. It's a yellow H2. The old H2.
All right. Nice. Okay, so we were going there. They knew us pretty well there because we were there all the time.
Here's these fucking assholes again.
Yeah. So I was with
gay MMA fighters are back.
Well, at the time I was kind of flirting with one of the girls that worked behind the counter there. So I don't think she spoke.
Yeah, most of them
didn't
speak English. Yeah.
So I was trying to communicate with her. And she was trying to communicate.
Abs! Me fuck good!
And anyway, that's another story. The story was we're all there eating.
Write that down, Sam.
We're all sitting there. We have tons of food there. We're all fucking shit.
Yeah, what was your jam there? What'd you get?
Oh, God. What the hell did I get? It was whatever the burrito with everything on it, just like the drunk gringo or
the super ginormous one.
Whatever the hell.
You were eating more back then because I saw some pictures back when we first started hanging out.
Of him naked with a pizza covering his cock.
Yeah.
And he's just laying in
with donuts too.
Yeah, donuts all around you.
You weren't as ripped back then. You were just like a regular bro muscular.
Yeah. So this particular night, there's about 6 or 7 of us. We're all sitting around a table. My friend, I'll say his name, Murphy.
Hi, it's me, Murphy.
He was eating. I think he had like a whole loaded nacho tray or something like that. And you know the stories where I told you where I used to eat so much, threw up, went and ate some more. Like that was my thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Some people call that an eating disorder.
Yeah.
But for you, it was.
Bam Margera had that. There's some documentary on TikTok.
So my buddy went to the restroom.
Murphy.
I thought it would be funny. Murphy. I thought it would be funny, and we fucked with each other a lot. All of us fucking douche bro guys. We fuck with each other a lot. Right?
Shit in his nachos.
So I ate half my burrito. I fucking was wasted. I went to his nachos. I stuck my finger down my throat, and I threw up my burrito all over his nachos.
I would fight you.
This one is
in the restaurant.
I didn't give it right in the restaurant.
On a
I get
tray?
no shits.
Like on a tray?
On a big, because the loaded nachos that look like kind of threw up, and it was just all piled together. Right?
It's a less desirable look.
Yeah,
sure,
less desirable look. So when I did that, I kind of just like everyone's like, "What the fuck?"
This is the grossest show we've ever done.
I threw all the lettuce on top. I mixed it all together.
And Lou Dell talking about her selling her pussy or showing it. It's just there's so much bad in this.
So I made it look like there wasn't a bunch of upchuck all over, but
so you put some chips on top. You got to do that.
Kind of. But
it's
I mean,
like
if you
when
looked,
my dog Maggie, it's like when my mom and dad's dog Maggie shits in the middle of the street. I don't want to pick it up, so I take a leaf I put on top of it. Because then it looks like nature, and nobody knows.
But if you looked enough, you could totally tell like what's going on with the pile of nachos.
Yeah, but I wouldn't think that Murphy, MMA guy.
Well, he was wasted too. We were all.
I wouldn't think that he would. Like he's not known for his observation.
Murphy took a shit. I want to puke in his nachos.
Murphy's taking a shit. I want to puke in his nachos.
So he gets back. And we're fucking.
What the fuck? Hip to my nachos! It's me and Murphy.
He doesn't even know at first. So after he takes a bite,
wowie!
I fucking can't contain it anymore. And I'm like laughing, spitting shit out of my mouth. He fucking looks at me, and everyone tells him, he fucking puked in there, bro. So he looks at me, fucking takes.
How do you have friends?
Picks up a handful of nachos, like a scoop of it, and fucking just creams me in the fucking face.
Just ruining this restaurant, by the way.
Yeah, no, that was part of it.
Mr. Satos.
So I take the rest of my burrito that's not eaten, stand up, step back a few feet, toss it at him. So my
You're
other
having
friend,
an open food fight
and then all my friends.
It's not a food fight, it's a vomit.
Oh, there's vomit mixed in with
which
this.
Which is a lower level food fight.
Yeah. So they join it. They pick up and they start throwing each other. We fucking scatter around the whole fucking the eating place.
Paintball war!
And we were just fucking throwing food all over the whole fucking place. Literally just tossing food.
This is popular now.
Oil checking his dad.
Like he was good hand-eye coordination.
I broke my thumb wrestling my dad. He's tried to take me down in high school. This is one of the last times
he
tried
broke your thumb?
It was very fucked up. I took him down. I was like, yeah, and just to prove that I was a man, and no joke, I tried to oil check him. You guys know what oil check is?
Is that where you stick your thumb in your dad's ass?
So
I've never heard of the oil check.
You tried to stick your thumb up your dad's ass.
I tried to stick a thumb in my dad's ass.
That story?
No, this is just a story.
Put this under your story. You're ruining your story.
I thought you couldn't think of these.
No,
it just came to me when you said about your parents trying to
raise your
fight you.
hand in this room if you tried to stick your thumb in your dad's ass.
My dad's
But he had jean shorts
mine
on.
too.
Tight jean shorts. I broke my thumb
my
doing
dad and I
it.
rat-a-tatted our penises at each other, but we would never try to stick a thumb in each other's
It was the last time he tried to fight me and wrestle me.
Oh my God.
Did you do it? Did you oil check him?
Oh, but he had tight jeans on, and I broke my fucking thumb doing it. So after I did it, I came up and I started screaming. It was swole up. I couldn't move it.
You broke your thumb on your dad's ass.
This is a dysfunctional family, man.
No, he had tight jean shorts, like tight jean shorts.
If you wrestle me break my thumb off in your jean short ass.
And when he was, he's in the fetal position, it's tight. The shorts are tight on his
so
ass.
You stuck your thumb in his ass, and you went to, and you jammed it. And you're like,
I jammed it on his jean shorts.
Thank God, me of ass of steel.
No, he had jean shorts that were tight.
I hope my sons don't try to stick their thumb on my ass.
But if they do,
don't they?
But if they do, break it off. Break it off. Break it off. Use your butt power to break off their thumb. All right, you want to do the winner here?
Yeah. Let's see who wins.
And the winner for worst Seth story is oil checking his dad.
Not the one I thought was going to win. I had nachos.
I had nachos too. Because with people in your family, immediate family, dad, brothers, sisters, you mess around, right?
I used to rat-a-tat my penis with my dad. Like we didn't touch each other's penises, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, trying to stick your finger up his butthole.
It's a little too far.
It is a little too far, but I remember.
But better him than a stranger.
This might be too far, but I remember wrestling with my buddy Dave's bigger brother. And we were grabbing for everything. We were trying to hurt each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we would grab for everything.
Yeah.
Like if he was like elbowing my head and farting in my face, I would grab Greg's junk and yank on it as hard as I could to hurt him.
Yeah.
And then he'd punch me in the junk as hard as he could.
But then when it's your dad.
You don't do that to your dad. No, you don't do that to your dad.
All right, next up, best Dan impression.
I feel like this is, if I'm just going to like shit on myself a little bit, I do feel like over the course of, and I'm going to try and change this in 2024, over the course of doing this for damn near 15 years, your straight talks, the funny voices and stuff like that, they're still there. The essence is there. The presence is still there. But I don't do any dedicated, like Susan didn't make one appearance in 2024.
Yeah.
Susan's probably, dare I say, my best impression is Susan.
Well, we didn't do any straight talks.
We didn't do any straight talks in
2023.
You guys
are already jumping in the future. Yeah,
I'm so far ahead. I'm in 2024.
Well, in the 2020, I'm going to do this a lot as an old man.
Oh no!
I'm going to get all the years confused until we get to 2030, and then I'll
just hold out to 2030, guys.
But I feel like I need to step it up. I feel like I need to do some new ones. Like I didn't do. Everybody had a Trump impression. I didn't even do it. I didn't even try to do it. I didn't even try to do it, Roman. I can't do it. I can't do it, Trump. I'd have to really dedicate myself to doing it.
You know what it is because the 2000s and the 20s fuck me up. Because it's 20 and then another 20.
2011. 2012.
But then it was 20, 23. It's the 220s.
Yeah.
You're going to get to 30, then we'll be back to normal. Dude,
2030.
Because we never experienced this in anybody's lifetime. Like in the 19s, we never experienced years with a 1, and whereas 1919. I'm sure a bunch of old men back in 1915 were like
1918.
if they were confused by that.
Yeah.
So I'm confused by the 2020.
Old men have been confused about the date and will always be confused about the date until the end of time.
But when it gets to 2030, then it'll be back to 2031, 2032. Now it's like the 2020 fucks me up.
Yeah. It's the double 20 squared.
Yeah.
I got it. I get what you're saying. So let's.
But this is not a problem for anybody else.
No, I get what you're saying, though. I mean, look, trust me, I have a lot of problems that other people don't have. All right, let's check out the different impressions that I did in 2023.
Dan impressions. MRI machine.
It's the worst.
Karate diarrhea.
So okay,
version
so
is?
normally, and I've told you this before when I'm teaching karate, lately, or I guess my age, when I ki, I tense up my stomach and I fart a lot when I do that, but no one ever hears that. It's not after. It's
so
during.
you're just ripping ass the entire lesson?
That's what Javier said.
That is not a good selling point.
God bless him. All right,
that's why he quit.
Yeah, Javier quit.
Too much doo-doo.
Javier, goddamn fart.
Goddamn hot box in
I
here.
don't think it's not all the time, but I mean, it's when I do it, I'm like, oh, and then maybe I think they think it's the
All right.
Maybe I think they think it's the wood floor squeaking.
Steven Tyler.
But it's like she comes in and he's like, "Hey, baby, we're gonna need a bigger limo or whatever, Hey,
making a super stretch.
Remember that time we did Hollywood? Yeah, that's my Steven Tyler.
The best was when you called him a scarfing witchman. It's my favorite Steven Tyler reference.
You got the right one, baby. Remember you do all the stupid commercials?
I like
He'd scat and play his harmonica. Oh, I have a harmonica here. I'll do Steven Tyler. This is 10-second Steven Tyler. Fall into the gap. There you go. All right.
Look at the shocker. You know where this has been?
And that's so
Let's see who wins. My vote is the MRI machine because It's an exact replica of
and
MRI.
Lord knows I've had enough of them.
And the winner for Best Dan Impression is Steven Tyler.
Oh, upset.
Wow.
Upset. Steven Tyler.
He has turned into an old grandma.
Old witch.
Skinny.
He's like a skinny ghoul, and then didn't he go to rehab again? Or something bad?
Oh no, he had surgery, I think, on his throat. They had like just kicked off their tour, I believe, and then he like blew his vocal cords out. Also, as of, not even joking, as of 19 minutes ago, the second assault lawsuit surfaces for Steven Tyler.
That's what I'm saying. He's in trouble.
Disney shuts down Aerosmith attraction.
Yeah, he was in
I
trouble.
thought they already shut it down.
No, they've been refurbishing it for a little bit.
He was in trouble for something.
This happened just today. Holy smokes.
Really? Right now?
Yeah.
What's what year is it from? Is it like a long time ago type stuff?
Probably.
Yeah, a lot of that, like, you get like
groupies,
legacy
at different
crimes.
times.
Yeah, man.
And then you're like, I can't force myself on a young girl.
And I do like that was 40 years ago. But it still
back then it was fine. We're like, it wasn't Tyler.
Steven.
I tied her up with my scarf. Forced myself.
I stuffed my scarf in her ass. Why'd you do that? You're not supposed to do that. But it was always
Molly Crew did it with a phone.
No, the stuff you're talking about. If you just tied her up with your scarf, I think you'd be fine. It's never that. It's always she was 12. It's always I put a phone in her asshole. It's never like I just tied her. I had consensual, regular gentleman sex after we went to dinner. It's never that.
Our next award is, I feel like this may be a little redundant because
Which one is this
it's
one?
us embarrassing ourselves.
We like embarrassing ourselves.
So is this just the general embarrassment?
Yeah, this is just the general embarrassment, which is he's our superior, and we take orders from him.
All right, so these are just like regular show embarrassing moments. Is this embarrassing to Sam, or
This
is
is
this
more
embarrassing
just
to
like
everybody?
embarrassing ourselves.
Okay,
to
in
like
public?
everyone.
Okay, to everybody.
Because
everybody's embarrassed for us.
Okay, fine. We had so many embarrassing moments in front of
we
clients.
had to cut it twice.
We had so many in front of clients that we had to make a separate category. Because at one point, Sam was looking at this and she's like, "Guys, 5 of these are in front of clients."
Yeah.
Well, some of these aren't clients; they're just guests. They're not. They're not actual.
I care less
sponsors.
about guests than clients.
Yeah.
How about you?
Oh yeah, for sure,
I don't care about guests at all.
Yeah, they don't give us money.
None of these are actual paying sponsors.
A lot of our guests, I feel like they're lucky to even like be in here, and then a lot of them are like, well, "You're not even good. Get the hell out of it." Like a lot of them, I don't even want you here. You're dragging our show down.
Don't say that out loud. We'll never get guests.
I can make a list. Well, it's not the list.
We'll still get them. They want the fame.
I'm talking about EJ and Kenny mostly.
Yeah.
I just get sick of seeing their faces.
Yeah. They'll still
and
come
they
no
hate
matter
each
what.
other for some reason.
Yeah, do they hate each other?
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
All of the I was calling whack packers.
Yeah.
Our team. They all hate each other.
Well, it's like they're all trying to they're competitive
get
for
our love.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
So Kenny thinks that.
But don't we tell them we hate them all?
We do, but they don't believe us. Like I've been telling all of them I hate them so much they still email me.
I hate them all exactly the same. I don't. It's not like I hate one more
it's
than
it's
another.
worse than hate. It's indifference. Like, I don't even think about
It's
it.
nothing. You don't move any needles.
Yeah. If they never showed up, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't even know.
5 years from now, say like, "Hey, whatever happened to
if
that
somebody
one guy?"
told me like, "Hey, Cadillac Pack died," I'd be like, "Who?"
Don't say that. That'll break.
That will break his heart. Should I cut that out, or should I leave that in as a test to see if he listens? I don't think he's listening to the show anymore.
I think he just
I have to test his loyalty. That's a loyalty test. That's a damn loyalty test.
We'll
if
see.
You listen,
if we get no text from Cadillac Pat,
then you're out of the whack pack. If Cadillac Pat doesn't text me over Christmas that he listened and heard that, then he's out of the whack pack. If he does text me, king of whack pack. That's the way it happens.
All right. So here are the nominees for most embarrassing moment.
Embarrassing moments. Tom's stance on bestiality.
I am with you. Like, if I see, like, a lady, like the lady hugging the manatee, I'm like, get off of that. That manatee's helpless. But a gator, I'm like, he can handle it.
Yeah. They live with
unless he's getting hurt. But if the gator turns around and bites the old man, I'm like, that's what you get.
Yes, exactly.
That is how I feel. Is that how most people feel? Like, I do feel that way. I'm like,
it's hard to say, but
you should be able to.
You understand if the animal defends itself. It's kind of one of those things.
Right. I know this
when I'm
is
working
wrong.
with them, I always say that.
I know this is wrong. But
I said the same thing about
leave
bestiality.
manatees alone.
Excuse me?
No, I'm saying if I
What did you just say?
Yeah,
no, this is my stance on bestiality.
He's always said this. He's always said this.
Yeah, I've said this for years.
This was on your job application. This was on your job application.
I've said that, like, you should be able to...
no, you know what it is.
have intercourse with an animal that could kill you. That is a fair game. Right? Like, you shackle it down.
I think your old statement was you have more respect for those that try to get with the most dangerous animal.
It shouldn't be illegal.
Like a hippopotamus. If you can make that happen.
Or a grizzly or any animal that could kill you. I'm even willing to go up to a big moose.
A pufferfish. A big moose. So we have big moose. We have grizzly saltwater crocodile.
That's sort of grizzly coming out of your mouth.
Island boys.
No, lion or any sort of
tiger,
big cat.
bear.
Yeah, big cat, coyote, wolf.
What about a ram? I've heard rams are terrible.
Oh, yeah, ram.
Do you know anything about rams? I've heard they're terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know a
because
thing
it'll
about
go
ram.
Rob.
But it will go ram crazy if it doesn't like it, right?
Yeah. The thing, like, by the time I got my pants down, this thing just rammed me off the mountain. I'm laying there paralyzed. I'm like,
this conversation took a turn.
Holy smokes.
I'm like, and then I got to pull my pants up so people don't know what was happening.
Getting Bill Bellamy's coffee.
Every time Bill gets here, he's like, "Oh, you're still doing it."
Like,
I always thought y'all got fired. You know, they seem like they got fired or something. No, they're too successful.
Well, we should be fired after that horrible cup of coffee I made.
And after this week.
Did you see the coffee you made me?
It's
like river
not
water.
good.
When's the last time you cleaned that?
Hold on. The coffee maker
Nobody
is
ever
clean.
drinks coffee
It's the
here.
ice maker. She's just throwing me under the bus here. When's the last time you
I'm just going, I'm dying on the hill.
I don't
with Bill.
know what this is, but it's strong.
It's a river water is what it is. It's horrible. Be careful with that.
Getting a guest's name wrong.
So, as podcasting gets bigger and bigger, and I guess just like social media and like being an influencer and creating content, because it could be micro content, it could be like small videos are your content,
right.
Whatever your content is, big or small. People are figuring out ways to monetize it and ways to turn it into a small business.
I always feel uncomfortable when people don't rhyme big or small. I feel like you should have said big or small. We've got them all.
Or even part-time, like if you're doing a podcast part-time and let's say you're monetizing it here and there, you're making an extra $1,200 a month. That's great.
That's a lot of money.
If you're enjoying doing it,
yeah.
Or you're doing it for free because you need an outlet.
It's creative.
Yeah.
Certainly. Can be beneficial, can be therapeutic.
There's also something to be said about, it's kind of like writing a book or writing memoirs or a diary or something. You're like, you're making video or audio evidence of a time in your life that lives forever, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you're documenting something you're doing, and then now you'll have that forever. And then when you're old or whatever, your kids or
you can
generations
look at it
live
and be
forever.
sad. You can look at it and be sad that you're not that you're dying.
So we've got John Becker here. How you doing, John?
John, it's Jason.
God
damn it!
Yes. Boy, you blew that one big. Write that down, Tim.
On the calendar. I literally texted both of you.
Jason Becker.
I'm writing this down. Embarrassment.
Yeah, this is pretty bad.
I was trying to figure out
that long-ass intro just for you to get his name wrong.
Jason, what did you think of the intro?
I wasn't looking for the...
Up until the point where he ruined your name, what did you think of the intro? I thought it was pretty damn good.
I thought it was great. I was actually hesitant to correct him on my own.
You got to correct him. Don't let him get away with it.
You know what I like?
I have to tell the truth.
I like that you are so intimidating that when you do these things, or is it that people feel
bad.
sorry?
Yeah. They don't want to embarrass him.
It's like
I don't have any issues with that.
It's almost as if you said, "This is my best friend," and he's like, "Well, that's not true, but just go with it. Just go with it.
It's for the kids.
Yeah, just do it."
All right, that's a lot of embarrassment.
That's a lot of embarrassment, and some of these are. There's one in there that just I'm just like, why is that? I'm like, wow.
All right, let's see who wins.
Didn't need to do that.
After, so.
No, here we go.
And the winner for most embarrassing moment is Tom's stance on bestiality.
Oh, that's the one. Oh my God, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't feel like this is embarrassing at all. I feel like this is a stance that everybody should have.
Okay.
I was very embarrassed in front of Alligator Rob. I felt so bad that he was here for his charity event, and you're talking about bestiality. He's talking about saving the animals. You're talking about fucking the animals.
No, but only if you can.
Like, okay,
it's like fuck me if you can. Tom Hanks.
Okay, the crocodile hunter, right?
Yes.
Steve Irwin.
See,
right?
God
You
bless
think he
him.
fucked a croc?
No,
No.
but I feel like he's loved crocodiles more than anybody. Let's just say, right?
Okay.
But like he loves. So if anybody loved crocodiles as a human more than anybody else, it would be him, right? And I feel like if I told him like, if someone in the wild, I'm not talking about like a sick crocodile in some sort of captivity, tied down or whatever, but like went to the goddamn Nile River or whatever, and then found a crocodile, like a big 17-foot crocodile,
a big thick boy,
and was able to actually
put your penis in it.
have sex with it.
Blowjob's out of the question, right? Blowjob's out of the question.
You could give a crocodile blowjob.
Oh, give one to a crocodile.
You know what? That
Can't
might be the way to
receive.
go. That might be the way to
How
go.
does that work? You got to pull it out of a.
It comes out of a scale, I think, or something like that.
It's like a slit.
It's like
right?
a slit. It looks like a cesarean scar, and then it pops out the top.
But it's like a red hooked crocodile.
red stripe, like a Jamaican beer.
And if you were I feel like if you were able to accomplish that, and
this thing's gross looking.
You Googled it that fast, huh?
Yeah.
Like, is the crocodile hunter gonna be like? He's gonna be.
I think he's gonna go. You fucking sick, mate.
The
first thing he's gonna say.
But
why the fuck are you talking to me about this, mate?
But would he think you are harming the animal or somehow like?
So you're betting on him saying like, well, if you like you can do it, be more gassed.
Yeah.
There's no way you'd be able to do it. You get your fucking willy bitten off.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, the crocodile would easily kill you, death roll,
So
whatever.
you think most people would flippantly say like, hey, be my guest.
But let's say it's after the fact and he did it. Like, he'd be impressed and think to himself, well, the crocodile couldn't have been
I don't know
that
if he'd be
angry.
impressed. I don't know if he'd be like, holy shit, let me shake your head. I don't know if he'd do that. That's where I think your thinking goes flawed. That's where I think your thinking goes a bit flawed.
It's
I
an
know.
amazing feat, right? It's like no one that has done it ever.
See, you also, I know you don't like emotion, but you also have to keep in the back of your head that people will have some about things that are said that are horrifying, right? So if I come up to you and say, hey, just fuck the crocodile hunter might. It's not a guarantee, but he might go, what the fuck?
No, I know you would say that. Yeah,
right. He might he won't.
But if you asked him,
you said he congratulated me, he'd be like impressed.
No, I think having some beers with his mates, he'd be like, this motherfucker fucked a crocodile.
I was wrong about it earlier. I said it was disgusting, but come to think of it, this guy's fucking, he's got it.
Well, he wouldn't say it publicly because he doesn't want people
I don't
doing
want
that.
people to think I'm sick, but I'm really jealous of that guy that fucked a crocodile.
I think
I don't know if he'd say that.
If you got him in a bar and he was talking shit, he knew he wasn't recording, he'd be impressed.
I'd like to fuck a crocodile too. My accent got better. I haven't done that one in a while. I had to work on it through the segment.
I told myself I should double down on this.
No, I'm with you, dude. I'll follow you to hell.
All right, next one. Worst. Oh, no.
It's best. It's best.
These are vanisms.
Yeah, best vanism.
Which now I feel like the Tom Van Club has turned into a club of vanisms.
But they just put anything up there.
They put a lot in there.
Yeah,
it's something every day. There's
It's got to be a real quote. It can't just be something where you're like, look how dumb. That's not even a thing.
I'd like to present an award to Sport Subaru and Don Mealy Chevrolet.
Okay.
For supporting us for damn near 10 years.
Yeah, we really do appreciate it, man. These legacy clients that have been with us for a very long time. And it just makes us super happy to think of all the different listeners that have purchased cars from the Sport Auto Group and come in here and watch the show. Whether it's a Mitsubishi, whether it's a Subaru, whether it's a Chevy, I mean, we got you covered.
Yeah, talk to Mike Stacks over there at Sport Subaru, North John Young Parkway. And you can talk to JC Harrelson right there in Claremont at dmchevy.com.
Yes, sir.
It's Sport Subaru and Don Mealy Chevrolet.
And then Tom claims he hasn't said half the stuff that they posted.
Yeah. I don't remember. Like, I read something.
I don't
and I'm
remember
like,
any of the shows.
This is something a crazy person would say.
I want to fuck a crocodile. Hold on a second.
I think a crocodile hunter would be cool with it.
I think he did say that, actually.
And then the more and more the Tom Van Club goes on, this is a dinner for schmucks, and they're all just fucking with me.
And now they zero in on any picture you have, and then they just go. Then they're just mean.
There's a whole group of bullies.
It is a bully group.
And they coax the
It's
victim.
a group text. It's a group text.
Yeah. Into being bullied.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, this guy thinks we all love him. They're bullying him."
And, if you did this to a kid, all y'all motherfuckers would be like, bullying the kid, he's going to kill himself, suicide. You would.
Yeah.
You would.
But they know I won't kill myself.
Because you love yourself and you're a robot.
Robots.
No feelings.
Even when they're being lowered into molten lava.
Can't kill myself, thumbs up. Thumbs up, goodbye.
Final thumbs up.
Everything, I'm fine.
It's fine.
Everything.
Didn't James Cameron think like the thumbs up was corny?
I hated it. I thought it was corny as a kid.
I never watched it and I never understood why that happened.
Even as a kid, no, I know it was I'll be back. It was like, I'm letting you know, I'm signaling that
like
this
everything's
is the
all
end of
good?
it.
Okay.
No, I'm signaling to you, don't be sad. I'm just a machine, but the essence of me can be created and printed. It's a sci-fi thing. Like I'm just a copy. Like because remember the Terminator wasn't. I
don't know. I never watched it.
I listened to a whole podcast about it, and even in Arnold's book, he explains
it's just a robot. There's another one.
There's a million of them.
It's
an army that's going to destroy. And he was actually going back to warn everybody. So he's a good one. So he always thought that was cool.
Yeah. But it's the same programming. It's
But you're right. The thumbs up was corny. It is very corny.
I wish it had been an okay sign just so.
I'm sure somebody could Photoshop it. All right, you want to do the winner?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Or did we already do the...
No,
we did it again.
Yeah.
All right,
here are the nominees.
Vanisms. I don't know about anything.
Well, I consider myself uneducated, even though I graduated UCF with I have a business degree. But I
think most people disagree with you, though.
Put in the category uneducated because I can't spell anything. Horrible grammar. Horrible.
You're just
I don't know
illiterate.
words.
Illiterate. You're ignorant.
Yeah. But no, there's other. I don't know about anything. That's it.
I see who's me.
If there was some reason we needed to act in some, if I needed to be the butler.
Your peak was when you were fantasizing and doing the skits with the Hooters girls. You would really get into the role, and it would almost transport us to Hooters.
No.
With the massages.
That was just to get massages from Hooter girls.
There's the truth.
Okay, well, I'll fantasize for that.
So wait, we just start giving massages? All right.
Well, I'm saying, but
settled.
not for old Michael and this thing. Who's it for?
I get it.
Is it?
It was for their audience, right?
Yeah. They don't have. I mean, what? 4,000 downloads. That's total, by the way. That's
of our time. Oh my god! They've done 4,000 shows.
Yeah. You know why I know that is because if it's per episode, you say it at the end.
Yeah.
And then when you say a big number, I do this too.
It's like non-alcoholics never wonder if they're an alcoholic.
I'm like, how many downloads do you have? I have 10 million. Well, over the span of 15 years.
More than that, actually.
No, I know.
We're close to like 15.
Yeah, 15 million. Oh wow, it sounds. But over 15 years, not that much.
Not that good.
I don't know.
Shaq gets 1,000,001 podcasts about Papa John's.
Yeah. So I see who's me.
I see who's me, mother ever. That doesn't even make sense. Now I think you're just saying things to get more awards. You're just trying to get awards.
I'm just saying, I see the people that walk in here.
Yeah, he's definitely...
I'm going to get this guy. He's just trying to be me.
We have no business doing business.
Hold on a second. My wife is in the chat room right now, and she just said, I have y'all's tax ID in my phone.
Well, someone needs it.
You need to delete that. You have no...
That's personal information.
You're not, hypocritic oath or so that's not. You're not supposed to be meddling in man. This is a man-run company by men. And you get out of our financial affairs. If you want to help me,
every year where your guys' taxes get filled out by somebody else, like every year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Last year,
how does that happen?
We had our identity stolen, and our taxes were filled out by one Javier Mahmoud.
We have no business doing business.
Yeah. Oh, write that down. That's really good.
All right, let's see the best vanism.
I like these. These are my favorites because these are almost like we could make like a coffee table book with like really good photos in it with just a beautiful quote like on the photo.
Yeah, but when you see actual, like, smart and influential people's quotes, like...
I don't even know what those people are anymore.
No, but you'll see, like, a Winston Churchill quote.
Hey,
and
people hated him.
Poignant and well thought out, and, like, this changed the world. All this is goddamn garbage.
I think all of that stuff's fake anyway, too. But here's the best vanism.
And the winner for best vanism is... I see who's me.
No. I like that one. I use that one a lot. I used it yesterday. I said, I know what I am.
No, when I see other people have a similar personality as I do, or like someone's
The
like-minded.
guys that call in that say, I'm just like you, Tom.
Yeah.
Well, they get it wrong. Those guys are like, I shit my pants. I fuck everything up. I'm just like you.
Is it bad when you see someone that's like you and you don't trust them?
Yes, I think that's bad.
I see people like me all the time, and
You're
I
like,
feel sorry.
I think that guy would fuck a crocodile.
Yeah. If you don't trust someone, or Daniel, if you feel sorry for someone,
Like, I don't know about you guys, but like I know that when I'm in my own brain sitting on my balcony thinking about being me, I'm like, if there are other people like me, they're terrible and they should hate themselves too, because that's how I feel.
Oh man!
All right, is this the last one?
Last one.
Hey,
Last
man.
award of 2023.
And this one, I'm glad that it's the last one, because I know I've been saying this for a minute. Are we gonna keep pumping out the weird jobs, or are we gonna try to pivot it to something? I'm not saying we have to. It's fine. I do enjoy Weird Job, but how long have we been doing it now? I feel like we've been doing it about 5 years.
Longer, because it was before I started working here on ACT.
Really?
Yeah.
You've only been working here with ACT for 5 years?
Yeah.
It's only been 5 years.
It'll be 6, I think, next May.
God, I have no
So you've been
concept
full
of time.
time?
Yeah.
I have no concept of time.
It seemed longer though. I would have said
It'll be
10.
6 years in May.
So what do we do for ACT? I know we played some.
You had Weird Jobs because I think Lee was here when you guys were doing those.
And we were doing Weird Jobs in the old studio, I think, when we first started ACT.
I don't even know, man. It all runs together for me.
When we first started ACT, it was only on a Wednesday. It was one day a week.
Yeah, but I don't think you were doing Weird Jobs then.
No. We weren't. We did it. We started doing it. I don't know. I have no idea why we started
we got to
doing
try
it.
and find the first Weird Job.
I don't even know why we started.
Me neither.
I think you brought up that you wanted to start interviewing people about their weird jobs.
And then that just stuck. But I've brought up a lot of things.
True.
I brought up bestiality.
We
no
used
one
to have
fucked a crocodile.
Well, we used to have Bird Wednesdays.
Oh,
so that got rid of.
that was not our best.
Yeah. People love Bird Wednesday.
Okay.
We ran out of birds that were interesting.
No, there was a lot that we just started
You
skipping.
guys got sick of it, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to look up the first Weird Job Wednesday theme song, but we've had a hard drive crash since then, so I can't even give you accurate numbers there. But
So these are the nominees for Best Weird Job Wednesday.
Yep, here we go. Yeah, songs. Songs. Not Weird.
Best Weird Job Wednesday song. Fast Slob.
I got a plan to get us out of here. Been working at iHeartRadio. Cheap Dick's page is a little bit of money. Going pretty good so far. My intern name is Big Fat Titties. They call me that because I'm a big fat slob. My mama says this is nowhere living.
Tom and Danford, south of Sanford.
I've been selling these jokes, talking all day, working all hours, making podcasts to play for the slobs out here, waste their lives away. Do events down in Sanford, drink our troubles away. It's a damn shame.
Lil Slam Hog.
You my little slam hog, working on a Wednesday like a fast life, girl, I know. You be hating your job and be hating your boss at the BK, girl, I know. Tell him your job, tell him you're a bit of overworked fast life, I know.
You slobs.
Probably think they'll make it one day, but we know they won't. It's Weird Job Wednesday.
You slobs! All right, now, for these, personally, I don't even like any of the stuff that I do. I like the stuff that the listeners send me. So, some of my personal favorites have been Kenny, Game Show Drew, anybody just doing one in the car line at school.
Because you're hearing it for the first time and you're reacting. When you're making it, you get tired of, obviously, you thought about it for a long time.
Yeah.
It took a while to do. And then when you're done with it, just you're like, ah.
Well, sometimes I feel like, you and I are no stranger to this feeling of being I don't like this anymore. Or maybe that's not good enough. Or gotta play it anyway. I'll give you a real world example. This last one we did a couple weeks ago with the pickle lady. when I did that one and I played the song and she was on the couch. Like it fell flat.
Well,
And-
she didn't understand.
No, nobody
what was
did. It
happening.
was like we came in weird and it was just like, and the energy was off, right? So you just got to go, all right, that's what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Sorry. And I spent a lot of time on that one, but it just didn't work. So sometimes you just got to be like, well, I'll get them next time.
No, but that's like me thinking things aren't working because I thought it was funny and a lot of people thought it was funny. So it's, it's all
Just
how
an
you're
opinion,
feeling.
I guess. Yeah. I guess it's all just opinions.
All right.
But, yeah.
Let's
so-
hear all the songs and yeah, these are the nominees for Best Weird Job Wednesday song. Oh, we did that already. Did we? Hold on.
Okay. All right. Let's do the winner here of.
A lot of good competition this year.
Yeah.
It's interesting fact. I know the winner, and this was the first time I've even heard this song. Like Daniel knew it was an internet phenomenon and did it, and so the first time I even heard the song was Daniel's parody of it. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I had never
I
like
didn't
when you
know
did
that.
it. I thought I was like, oh, that's. I had never heard the real one. So when you did it, I just pretended that it was a popular
And that's
song.
hard. Like trying to pick something that I know everybody in here has heard is hard too, because
True.
we're all different people.
Yeah.
And I know Sam ain't gonna listen to some top 40 BS. I don't put that on there. And then trying to find something that like I like is hard. And then trying to find something you like. You're not really a music guy.
Yeah,
You have what you listened to in high school and that what you really like. Here we go.
And the winner for Best Weird Job Wednesday song is Tom and Danford, south of Sanford.
All right. A lot of these too, and this year is the first year I've done this. Every other year we've done this, and this isn't a slight. I just know you guys like to know how the sausage is made. I had to spell out things out for Dan Stone phonetically.
Yeah.
And normally he gets at least one thing wrong. And this year he didn't. And it kind of hurt my heart. I was like, oh, the charm's gone. The charm's gone. You fixed everything. But like normally, like last year, and I didn't talk about this, but last year, because he was in the award show then, kratom. The word kratom. If you go back and listen to, here's an Easter egg for you. If you go back and listen to the 2022 awards, you'll hear Dan Stone say kratom.
Because he didn't know what it was.
He doesn't know what it is. He's too classy.
Know what it is.
He's too classy to know what it is.
He's like, what's this word?
Yeah.
Kratom?
So this year I had to write it out. I was like kratom,
Kratom.
Yeah, like it's very, 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 very embarrassing.
Well, we hope
we did it.
Yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed the best of 2023. Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sam.
Daniel,
And
for putting it together,
and you for crafting the idea to begin with, man. I mean, it's a lot
collaborative effort.
It is a lot of organization to put this all
Hey,
together.
if you guys want to help us for the 2024, if you hear something on the show that
Flag
you think
it.
might make it, send us a note. Tell us the show. If you have the timestamp, whatever.
We really should make a commercial that runs about once a month that tells that tells our listeners like, hey, you can help us out if you send us a time code and something you think would be great for the awards. I'll send you a prize. It saves us time, so I'll send you something cool.
But I feel like we're getting better and better about flagging stuff for stuff, for
Well, you
categories
guys
and
are.
stuff.
I still just kind of sit here, and but that's because I'm handicapped now because my hips don't work. I'm going to be doing more sitting in 2024.
Well, enjoy your New Year's. Is this after New Year's?
It is.
It'll be right before.
Oh, whoops!
okay.
I was wrong. I thought it was on the second. It's not on the. I don't even know anymore.
We'll see you at the beginning of the year for a brand new Tom and Dan. You haven't heard this yet.
Oh yeah, it's wait till you see what we have planned for 2024. Nothing but changes.